If you don't fake it, then you're cool.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
We're not listening to you.
That's good.
So yeah, okay, you've just met.
Yeah, I've known Adam
Yeah, we had
a month?
something like that. Yeah. The way we met, I liked the way we met. It was a neat.
Yeah, we met because I have a band that I was sending some promo out. I was like, you know what? Let's just try a lot of different ways of getting the word out.
I need to hear more about this band. Okay, go ahead.
So I decided to put postcards together because I was like, if a band randomly sent me a postcard, I'd probably check it out.
Yeah.
So I just did a mass mailing, but the thing is, I hand wrote everything, which is maybe a little creepy. If you get your name handwritten on it, maybe not. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Depends
but
on
it
the
stands
person
out.
you're sending it to.
Stands out.
I felt both.
Yeah, right? I realized that after the fact. I was like, if you have like a name on
it's
there.
fine. I'm the target demographic, I guess.
Basically, USPS, you can just be like, hey, I'd like 500 addresses.
But you hand wrote all of that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I'm very dedicated to just trying
can see
stuff.
that. How long did that take?
It took a while. I would just like...
Okay, so
you sent
him,
So I sent a postcard and Adam was like, hey, what's up? Who are you?
I sent a video of Kismet. I threw the postcard
and the cats
at
were in
Kismet.
there. It was very cute.
And yeah, it was.
And I was like, oh, cool. And then saw his art and was like, oh my god, you're such a good artist. Mm-hmm. And so that's how we met.
Yeah, Adam's like the real deal.
The music-art connection is a pretty simple connection to make.
Yeah, art, music, you know.
Oh, definitely.
We just went to Gallery Victor to see a painting of his that he got into the gallery. He'd been trying. How long had you been
I wanted to show it him for a decade.
Yeah.
So that was before I went to Norway to study with Odd Nerdrum, I went in, and when the gallery was still N. Nathan Gallery, and I met her, and I told her I was going to study with him. So that was just, that was the coolest thing, to be able to actually finally show in that gallery that I
So we went to
like
see
the
piece that he has. It's a cool gallery, too. It's
that's the real deal.
River North, yeah.
That was the one recently.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So Tim
that seemed cool.
Yeah.
That seemed like a great...
Tim and I popped over there, and so, we checked it out, and I was like, it's funny because we walked by it the first time because I was like looking forward instead of looking to the side. And then we came around again, I was like, there it is. Because you can tell Adam's work.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yes. You have a distinct style.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
And he's also just a hell of a nice guy.
Yeah.
And,
gosh.
He is a nice guy.
Okay, band.
All right.
What? You're in a band.
But I wanted to also ask, the brief summary I got about you is that, what I remembered is your name is Kate.
Kate.
And that you work at Google.
Yes.
That's all I know about you.
I also, that's a lot. I've been there for almost 18 years. Oh, I know.
That's awesome.
That's also like a difficult place to get into.
It was at the time,
probably to stay.
Yeah, it was.
Which is interesting. I was thinking about this because I was like, all the people I know that got to Google kind of had to, they worked to get there. I feel like.
Yeah. It took me 6 months of interviews, etc. to finally get in. But I don't do anything technical. I work for salespeople. But I love it. Yeah, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, I
really
you've
been doing great at your job. Google's thriving.
And they haven't fired me yet, so, that's, thank God.
Yeah.
But more interesting than that is that I started, so I've been writing since I was a kid, but then in the fall of 2019, I've been thinking about the concept of it and hadn't done a lot with it, and I told myself after the first of the year, I'm really going to buckle down and devote all of my spare time to this.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened. So it was kind of easy. So
it was January 2020 that you made this intention?
Right in the fall, right before, November of 2019. So I started really, putting a ton of effort into it, and then cat just knocked over.
A ghost! There's a studio ghost.
But so not just did I write one, I wrote 5 books while the pandemic
Oh
was
my
going on.
god!
So
So you got more inspiration by being in the pandemic.
I did. Yeah, I
Some
did.
people,
Weirdly.
I think it waned.
I think it did
You know?
also.
Yeah, I felt
because
that.
there was
Yeah.
there was so much uncertainty in the world, and I
Mhm.
think a lot of people just didn't know where to be.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an artist, didn't know where to be artistically at that time because it
Yeah.
felt like the world was falling apart.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
it depends on how you draw inspiration too.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Clearly, I draw mine from global crises. So,
Good call. Lucky you too.
What did you write about?
I did a 4-book series that is about a pop star who dies at the age of 27 and then tries to determine how he died from the afterlife.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's called Welcome
That's
to the Realm.
interesting.
So I'm
Cool.
looking for an agent. So I'm
Yeah.
in that whole process of
Yeah,
sending,
yeah.
getting rejected, like going through that whole
Mhm.
necessary
Yep.
phase.
Yeah.
So
That's a
it's-
cool idea.
It was kind of fun. It was like I got to create this world that was
Yeah.
what I wanted it to be, while the real world was an absolute shit show.
Did you ever watch? Is it The Good Life? With
The Good Place.
The Good Place. Yeah, that's the one.
I don't think I have.
Oh my god, you should watch.
I haven't
this.
heard of that. What network is it on? The one.
It's
The
on
internet.
one of the
Let's just
major
call it
ones.
the
Some of the
internet
big
at this
ones.
point.
I rotate them around because I will only pay for one at a time. And so I don't know which one I've been on.
Good.
And so I don't
It's a good
I
strategy.
can't remember which one it's with.
It's
But-
what's her name?
The blonde,
Yes.
blue eye. Well, I mean, there's a lot of blonde, blue
Kristen.
actresses, but she's
Kristen.
particularly. She's been around a while. She's
Stewart
good at it.
Wig.
Kristen's
No.
So-
Bell. Kristen Bell.
Kristen
Sure,
Bell.
that's it.
Yeah, Kristen Bell.
It's over my tongue.
Kristen Bell.
That's what it
Thanks for
was.
helping us with that.
I will. I'm gonna dial that up on
Yeah, you would love that. I think
because it's like.
it's kind of the concept of like all these people have died.
Mhm.
They're in the good place, which gives you an indication of where they think they are,
Oh. Okay.
and then they dive in,
Okay.
and then they don't really know where they are, you know, and they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure everything out, trying to figure out how they died, how they're at where they're at.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, you would love this
Okay.
show.
I'm
You
definitely
should
gonna watch
definitely watch
I'm
it.
definitely gonna watch.
Yeah,
So that was like kind of
that's very cool though.
that's more like what I'm interested in than like this.
Yeah.
It's what my thing is outside of work.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I think it's important to have things outside of work.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
have to.
god, yeah, because I'm like, okay, so I have a day job and then I have my band time
Yes.
because I've always been a musician, and so I've needed to like.
What are you playing?
So I started as a violinist when I was like 3.
I'm so jealous.
I mean, you don't make that choice as a 3-year-old. Like you're
No, but you-
presented this.
but you
know?
probably know how to play the hell out of a violin.
Yeah.
That's the benefit.
Yes, the benefit. That was what my mother thought, which is why she put me in it. So
It's good. It teaches you certain motor skills and like.
Mhm.
I love that I had that because I was
Yes.
able to use it as an escape and
Yeah.
like income and
Yeah.
everything. And then I realized after getting a chance to do that pretty young, like, oh, there's some drawbacks to this. And I don't like all the gigs I have to take in order to just make income. And apparently adults do this too.
Okay.
So, and then they have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, do I want to keep having to do that, or do I want to split the income? And then I also like fell in love and got married at 21.
Oh.
I'm not married anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for you.
Yeah.
That's
So-
that's a rare story.
It doesn't freaking
Is
work.
it though? I feel like
21?
a lot of people. Well,
I don't
maybe that
know.
is rare. I feel like
Yeah.
I know some people who did and aren't together anymore. I know some who.
A lot of people do. Sure, you're right.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe I did it.
My parents have been married for
Cool.
like 65 years, and I think I love
Yeah,
that. to
right?
them. They're
Yeah,
like,
mine too.
They
They
made it happen. I think that's what
They've
I
been
thought when
50,
that's what
51, I
thought.
think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They started.
It's like
They got
some
married
people
when they
done
were
it.
like 19, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Something like that.
It's not a picnic, I'll tell you. I think they mostly
Yeah,
they
I
do a
know.
lot of tolerating of one another in a
Yeah.
loving way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but still.
But yeah, I
Is
never
that
got,
what you want?
I never
Not
got
really.
Yeah, I
Not
never
for me.
got married, never had kids. I just like didn't
Yeah.
want that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just some people just go like a different way.
I kind of feel my way through,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
I'm just kind of like, how's it going? Is this working? Is this not? Let's
Mhm.
pivot.
If it's
you know?
not, then it's not.
Yeah.
It's not worth it at all. So
Yeah.
you play more than just the violin.
Yeah. So
So
I just picked up other instruments.
Do you feel like if you can play one stringed instrument, then other stringed instruments make sense to you?
Not necessarily, because I feel like I needed to really want to do it.
Yes.
And I think violin is so different because violin is 4 strings. The posture couldn't be more different.
That's true.
And then guitar and bass are a lot closer, but like violin is not really close.
And you're bowing.
Yeah.
You know?
I think there's like some comparisons to bowing and like the pick that are not always noticed.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
But I think it is a very different technique and I'm still figuring that out.
Okay.
But I haven't put in as much time on one versus the other. But if you think about like the posture of it all, it's kind of the same. Like it's all you're supposed to be relaxed. I think that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
If you're not used to being on it, and then if like someone's watching you, then you're like, oh my god, someone's watching me. And then you're like, you have to,
Yeah. I heard a
reacclimate
fact.
yourself.
So I heard a fact about people who play stringed instruments, and that is that if you learn a stringed instrument before like the age of 8, that you can fully like master that instrument. Apparently, like if you learn it later in life, maybe you won't master it. But the people who learn stringed instruments, like who play them really well, are really good at math.
Yeah, it is kind of true. My mom made me do math workbooks every summer.
Really?
And I now have looked back and been like, oh my god, that was the key to everything for me.
For some reason, yeah.
Yeah,
for some
because I was like
reason.
further ahead than the other kids. If all the kids did it, we'd be equal probably on that. But like I was the only one who did it.
But like for some reason, stringed instruments and mathematics, like
they do.
They weirdly go hand in hand.
Yeah. I don't know why. I've really tried to think about it and try to figure it out, and I'm like, I think sometimes I use math.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Fractions made me cry. So
okay, so with Google though, and getting into that, how did that happen?
So I worked in advertising as an assistant to a wonderful man who I worked for 6 years. He jumped ship to Google in 2006. And a few months later, he called me and he said, what would you think about coming to work here? And, advertising it's very, I don't want to say antiquated, but some of the things about it kind of were. It wasn't a great environment to be in as an assistant. Although I loved the people I worked with. I learned a great deal. So I was like, yeah, that sounds like it'd be pretty cool. And like, people thought he was crazy. Because why would you leave a perfectly good job to go to work for Google, which in 2006 was still not.
Yeah, shit.
And it's like as established as like this, we were working for this massive advertising agency, very much established business.
Yeah.
So I started going through the interview process, and then I started on August 14th of 2006. So I was his assistant. So we worked together for another.
Wow. So you've been like you said how long you were there, but I didn't really place it in time.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do the math of like that would have been this particular year.
Yeah. So I started in
2000 was like the heyday for technology.
It was like
as far as where it was like, oh, this is working now.
Like because so much doesn't work.
The crash didn't happen in. Do you remember 1999?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What were you doing in 1999?
What was I doing in 1999? I think I was in grad school. I think I was still in grad school.
So what was happening? I've been dying to ask somebody this, honestly. That was in a different point than I was.
I was studying philosophy, so I have no clue what was going on outside of that. That's what
so that's interesting. If you're studying philosophy and then it happens, so do you just not get care? You're like, what's going to happen is going to happen.
We're all like face deep in books and yeah,
you just didn't.
What am I going to do?
What's going to happen?
What am I going to do about it? It's not a whole lot.
I didn't understand the significance. I was like, why is everyone freaning out? I was like...
In 2008 also.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Anyway, that's interesting that you've been there since that time.
I know. It was like a whole different...
It's a whole
world.
Shift.
Yeah.
That whole...
At that time.
Period of time.
Because the art office here... Are you from Chicago?
I am from South Bend.
Oh, South Bend. Okay.
Yeah, where are you from?
From Chicago. Burbs. I grew up in the suburbs, but I lived downtown.
Which ones?
Palatine.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah. So I was, lived out that way. And then I think I've been downtown for 20 years now? 25 years?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. How do you like South Bend?
I left at 18.
You were like,
I I think I needed that, and I now very much appreciate South Bend, and it's also rapidly changed.
Oh, has it?
Since I've left. Yeah, like it really started to turn a corner. Like we went from like, it now has like 5 breweries. It's 100,000 population. It has like 5 breweries.
It's kind of awesome.
A really like, honestly impressive tattoo parlor.
Ooh.
Great live music. And like one of the best sports teams you could ask for in like every category. So, I mean, for, you know, for being what it is, it's like pretty good. It just doesn't have much else than that.
So
you know?
do you play around, like where do you play all over the place? It sounds like you play all over the place.
Actually, no. So I went from like, I started in South Bend, got into like Jacobs School of Music, which is difficult to get into, got in full ride.
Cheers.
But didn't go.
Okay.
You know?
Were you just like, I don't want to do this?
No, complicated family dynamic. So I like just kind of did the path that was expected for a little bit, and then I kept dropping out of school, and then
it wasn't where you needed to be at the time.
Yeah, and then I got married kind of into one of those dropouts, and then I was like, oh, if I do 1 year of school, I'll have an economics degree. I should probably do that.
It's a good one. You can get a job with that.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Right.
Just as a backup.
Yeah.
And now it's been like everything for me.
Is it so?
I'm like,
I
guess that's a good call. Huh?
You're in finance?
I am a financial advisor.
Yeah. Oh. Do you advise yourself financially also?
I do. Right? That's why I did it. Because I was trying to figure it out for myself first.
Yeah. These are good. It's a good skill set to have.
Yeah. Oh my God. To know how to build a portfolio, to know how to solve your issues with money, to know how to navigate all the financial systems, including taxes. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Like that's why I did it. I did it for myself. And I was like, if other people pay me to do it for them, awesome. I've never played a strategy game since, really.
Oh my God. That's like such a good idea.
Yeah.
But then you're a numbers person. Like you have that
I'm a numbers person. Yeah. I would like to get a math rock project, I think. I've been starting to get lately I've been listening to all math rock, and I'm like, uh-oh.
What's math rock?
Uh-oh. It's like...
Why do I not know this?
What is that, like Rush? Or does that count?
There's this band called Toe.
Is that it?
That's a Japanese math rock band that I've been just like listening to so much.
I had no idea there was such a thing as math rock.
Oh my God, you're going to dive in with me. We'll just like send each other different bands that we've recently found.
So why did they call it math rock?
Because your brain, if you try to like... And you said you don't really think about math while you listen to music, which like there is no right way to listen to music.
Yes.
Like, you know, you just like what you like, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for musicians. You play what you play, and that's what it is. Like, that's what you need to do in that moment. And, like, same thing with creativity. And, like, if some people are into it, cool. If not, whatever. But math rock is basically finding some sort of equation that works for you, I guess, with how you're feeling in that moment. But there is some sort of, like, formula to it. So it could just be they're like really grooving in this time signature for a while, and then it's like free for a while. Okay. Then it like picks back up, and there's like some sort of segmentation. I don't know if I'm actually describing this very well, but like that's how I think of it when I listen to it. Yeah. So
I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah. So like when I listen to music, I kind of say that I broke my brain a little bit because I started listening to like these composers. Are you into classical music at all?
I do enjoy classical music.
Do you? Mm-hmm. What do you gravitate towards anything in particular?
I like a lot of Mozart. I like
cool.
I think Mozart's one of my favorites. I like and I also like stuff like Chopin. Mm-hmm. I like Chopin a lot. Mm-hmm. I like the nocturnes.
So relaxing.
Dark. It's relaxing but dark at the same time.
Yeah, it's like it's real.
Yeah.
It's emotional.
That kind of thing, yeah.
But it kind of brings peace to you somehow in it.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes you feel like he's just teetering on the edge of insanity, but then he like pulls it back, but then he goes back there. Yeah. And he pulls it back again.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. Yeah, it's fascinating to listen to.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I had to play a lot of Mozart, and I think it made me not like him as much as I would have, but I love Bach, which is like very much like, especially with violin, like you were just expected to practice an hour of Bach every day.
Okay.
And so it's just like what you did, and so you learn all the sonatas and partitas, and that's like, I don't know.
Yes.
So then you know the Bach repertoire, you know, but you're also supposed to learn all these Mozart concertos.
Okay.
which was so hard for me. It's so difficult to play Mozart.
Why is that, do you think?
It is so exposed, I think, because you have to be really controlled. But, like, I don't feel like for me, I didn't feel like I could give my full, like, weight of my arm whenever I would play.
Oh, that's interesting.
Whenever I'd play Mozart, which that's not that I just couldn't figure out the technique for Mozart, I think is the reality.
That's so interesting.
And I think that was something that I wasn't interested in mastering, which is part of why I didn't go to conservatory. So
I was going to ask you that.
Like, yeah, so because I think it didn't break me in that way, because I would have had to change the way I played, but I didn't really want to.
How long would conservatory have been had you gone?
It would have been like a full 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And it's like the classes are different with like an economics degree versus a music degree, because music degrees expect hours. They expect so much hands-on time, like including listening time. Like they expect almost like 12 hours of time per day from you.
Wow.
Whereas like a business school, it's like 10, worst case, getting straight A's. I didn't get straight A's, so I did like 6 to 8 hours, you know. I don't know what you did, but like...
No, I did not. I was not. I enjoyed studying philosophy, but like I was not a gifted student.
Yeah. Wait, so how did you get... Wait, so you had a philosophy education?
So I have, I studied philosophy undergrad and then in grad school, but I don't have a master's because I had 30 hours, so I finished all my coursework. And then we had to pass 4 doctorate level comprehensive exams instead of doing a thesis.
Yeah.
Whereas writing is my thing, so I would much rather have preferred a thesis, but they weren't allowing that at the time.
Interesting.
So I took 2, passed 2, and then realized that I was going to have to stay around like an extra semester.
Yep.
Get some tutoring, etc. For the analytical philosophy, which is like math. It's like all problem-based.
Yeah.
Equation-based.
Right.
That one was going to be the tough one for me. So I was like, by that point, my heart wasn't in it. And I thought, I probably shouldn't be standing in front of a classroom of people if my heart isn't in it.
Right.
So I enjoyed it. I feel like I learned a tremendous amount, but I was like, I don't want to teach.
Yeah.
And that's really what you do with a philosophy degree.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Here's Kismet.
Oh.
Well.
You need the
one of these.
Yeah, it's the toys. That's what does it.
Love those babies.
Well, if they know you better.
Oh. Right?
Yeah, look at them. They're ready to go.
Oh, there we go. Here comes the kitty.
Some exciting action here.
Do they like to be picked up,
camera.
Adam? Do they like to be picked up?
Smidge doesn't mind. Kismet will jump onto your shoulder and hang out there if you try to pick her up.
Which one is more social?
Smidge is definitely more malleable.
Which one's Smidge?
Smidge is the
That's
black
that one under the table.
Malleable. What does that mean?
Malleable cats.
You can pick her up. You can hold her upside down. You can
Smidge.
Okay. I mean, she just flops over. Kismet flops over, but she just likes you to scratch her chest, and she's like, she's the boss.
She does seem a bit like she's the alpha.
Yeah.
The alpha female. Yeah, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Very much so. But I was like, I think it's like time to get a job. So that's when I went to work in advertising.
Oh, so we kind of did something similar. We were like, oh, shit. We got to get our shit in order.
I had gaps. I didn't go like straight to college and then straight to grad school. I had like years in there where I was just, doing other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not terribly focused and didn't really have any direction. And then just kind of decided that wasn't where I wanted my life to go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You gonna let us pick you up, Kitty?
Wait, so how old were you when you had that realization?
This would have been, how old was I in 1999? 29? Jesus, I don't even remember.
That's when I had my sort of revelation that I need to get my life in order.
Yeah.
29?
Yeah, so I moved back.
Me too. That's
I
why I
moved
got
back
divorced,
to Chicago.
I guess.
Yeah.
99 was a big year.
You're like about to
for
turn a corner,
you're
as
like,
you turn
29
30.
and you're like, okay, oh my God. Okay, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What's not working?
I was living in LA and just kind of hanging out with just people who I didn't have anything in common with, and people who weren't furthering my career or doing anything. It was just too much social and partying, and I wasn't pursuing my painting career. I was just off course completely.
Oh, yeah.
So I moved back here to pursue painting and take it seriously, and
You flourished.
Yeah. This is a good place to do that, I think.
It was my family was here, and all of my friends were here who were painters, really.
Yeah.
So I moved back, and I moved in with my friend Ryan Schultz, and just started painting right away.
Is he an artist as well?
Yeah.
Why does his name sound familiar?
Yeah, his name does sound familiar.
He died recently.
Aw, shit.
Yeah.
That's not what I was hoping
I
to say. Jeez.
No.
Well, he was a great painter, and he worked in this sort of photorealism, but in a really classical way. So it was like more similar to the Flemish masters, and he would really build his paintings up and just take hundreds of hours on them on a single portrait. He would work from a photo reference, but I think his one of his biggest contributions would have been how many people that he kind of taught to paint or encouraged to paint. Like, he was never my teacher, but he was my roommate, and I just got to see that it's possible to do that with your life. Like, you could do that.
Yes.
He went all in, and he did it in a really intense way. Like, he could have behaved differently, but I don't know. He just didn't. So he taught classes at home. He got his master's degree at Northwestern in studio painting.
Oh,
Which was great. I mean, he was legitimate. He was really
That's a good spot to
something.
do that at.
But yeah, he died this past winter in December. So that was
How old was he?
sad. 41, 42.
Oh my
I forget.
goodness.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much that I could really do about it. It was from a seizure. He was in the hospital. He had kind of he had a grand mal seizure, and that made it so that he had forgotten his whole life, and he couldn't speak anymore.
Shit.
And I went to see him a couple of times during that period, and he just was struggling to even come up with words.
Mm-hmm.
He was just gobbledygook, and then just kind of like moving his hands like he couldn't even get the words out that he was trying.
Mm-hmm.
But he just kind of snapped out of it one day, and he spent the last kind of the year in his life in hospital sort of situation. But he was still able to have students come and like he could teach them. He was teaching free lessons for the last year or so.
Amazing.
Wow.
It was good.
Do you have any
Yeah,
pieces
he's
of
a
his artwork?
polarizing figure. I'll say that much.
Was it? Do you have pieces of
Was
his
he?
artwork?
Yeah.
What was polarizing?
He's just. I mean, his paintings are all people shooting heroin, and they're. I mean, they're done in that style, and he's got people smoking cigarettes and just youth culture, trying to look cool with drug use, and he kind of made that his body of work, like all of it. So it was autobiographical to a degree, but yeah, I mean. Still kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'm dying to look at it, but I don't want to. I'm at an angle where I can't
I know
see
when
what
there's
he's
a
doing.
moment of just like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
lost in the moment of
Yeah.
working on something. I'm like, I wonder what's happening over there. Can't
Well-
wait to
Oh,
see.
it's nothing. I haven't even started.
I put this on, and then I realized that I put this on, and I realized it's a color that you don't. Well, I mean, this is an
I
exception.
know. I
but this
didn't
is
know
a
what
color
to
that
wear
you
to
don't.
this
Yeah.
time. So I just
Often-
wore layers. I was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
wear what's comfortable.
Oh yeah,
It's
but
like-
look, the background is
hanging
so
out.
similar too.
I know.
Yeah, you're very similar.
So I'm able to.
Just blend me in.
Well, no, it's
Take
very
yourself
different
though,
because it
it's
picks
too
up a lot of
warm.
like pink colors reflected. So
warm.
I'm using the reflected light to describe
nice.
it.
Should I take?
Oh, what have you
should I
done?
something- Have I ruined the painting?
Oh no!
What do? Do I put it back on?
Let's start over.
Should I put it back on?
No, you don't have to put it. You don't have to put it back on.
Should I drape it around my chair? Should I leave it like this? Does it matter?
Yeah, I'll work through it. Don't worry about me.
I don't know what your process
he
is.
can
I'm so
pivot.
sorry I
Yeah.
keep touching that. I'll
Yeah,
stop
that's
touching
okay.
it. I'm so
You're
sorry.
amazing how you pivot. Yeah, it's all good. So, okay.
Everybody's different, you know? You
No.
never know.
Sure, yeah.
What they need. So I'm just asking, you know? Just let me know if you're like, hey, can you stop doing that? Just tell me.
No, this will be easier.
Okay, great.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's a black shirt.
Yeah, and then you've got an arm now.
Yeah, I have an arm now.
That's
This is as much as I can take my hat off, but that's the rest.
Yeah, let's not get crazy.
Yeah,
Let's
based
not
on,
get
based on
crazy.
today. Based on today. My God. I for the first time posted, I've been trying stuff with my reels, and I decided for whatever reason I was going to film myself just trying on my outfits for a photo shoot I was going to do. And I was like, I'll just trim this down and speed it up later and post it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that today, and there was this one moment where there's like just a little nip showing, and people have been outraged. I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem?
People need to curb their outrage.
I'm
First
like,
of all.
it was barely anything. If you look at the video, you're not going to be like, oh my God, it's a nip video. It's not that at all. There's just a slight moment where I'm just like, you can look past it unless you're just like weird about stuff.
Wardrobe
just need to
malfunction.
Stop being
Is that what it's
outraged
called?
about stuff that isn't outrageous.
I know.
You know what I mean? Everybody's
Yeah.
outraged about everything.
Yeah, it's true. I was shocked. I was like, do we not all see this on
Yeah.
a daily basis?
Yeah.
Like, what is your problem? It's not like, it's not even like, I'm not trying to be, I don't know, it's not even, but
No, people just get way too.
they get a little too uptight about stuff that doesn't make sense to be uptight about.
Exactly. There's so much else in the world going on to
Yeah.
be upset about,
Yes.
legitimately.
Yeah.
So, like, who cares?
Yeah.
Bent out of shape.
Right?
Bent out of shape about nipples.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
I am
who
very
cares?
regularly bent out of shape around nipples. Something
Yeah,
about them
like,
is just
they're
really,
just nips.
really burns me up.
Who cares?
Oh my goodness, look at this kitty.
I'm gonna pick you up, but I don't want to.
Wait, how did you meet Adam?
We met through Alan.
It's the best whenever you have to really search for it.
Yeah.
Like, how did I meet you?
I know.
Yeah, how was the first meeting, I wonder?
That's how you know you're
it
like
might
an
have been at a
energy.
Google
like,
party.
If that's how you are, like, then it's just like, okay, your energies just connect at a
Oh,
moment. When
yeah.
was it? You know?
Wait,
Yeah.
you came to Google.
It might have been then. Yeah, it would have been at one of the Google parties.
One
It
of
might
the
have been the
Google
one
parties.
that the painting is from.
Wait.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I was painting,
What?
doing a live painting at a Google.
What?
And
Yeah.
it was fun to do those
Wait,
kinds of
can
things.
you describe this in more
So
detail?
was this where you were doing the
I was
15-minute portraits?
No, I think I was okay. I also did that there, but I think
That's so
that
cool.
this was the
I had my portrait done by him,
Wow.
but I was blonde.
Oh,
We need to do another
yeah.
one.
I want to know more about that process in
Yeah.
a second.
So yeah, we was at one of the Google things.
yeah. There were a couple, and I think
You and I.
yeah,
we
maybe it
just-
was that one.
Yeah.
But I wasn't engaging with the crowd very much at that one. It was just sort of like I had my back to the room was the kind of feeling. So I think the other one was like I was facing the room and I was
Yeah.
doing a painting of the room and everybody in it. And
Oh, that's the painting you have.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that might have been the one.
That might have.
That
been
was
the one.
fun. It
Cool.
was fun to do that and work quickly like that and kind
Yeah.
of like try not to use a photo reference, but also
Yep.
sometimes people would want to be in it, or I'd
Yeah.
be like, go stand over there. I'll like snap
Yeah,
a
I'll
quick
snap
picture
it,
and then
yeah.
I'll add you in.
That was that had to be and then we would see you at a very serious gallery. A guy who used to work for Google left and then opened a gallery called A Very Serious Gallery.
Oh, where is that?
Over on it's on Milwaukee Avenue.
Yeah,
in what is
between
it?
Chicago and Grant.
Yeah.
Ah,
Really cool gallery. Focuses on
cool.
a lot of Chicago artists. And I've gotten a few pieces there. I have about 150, 160 pieces of
Oh
art.
shit. Okay,
You do
tell me
have a
about
big
that
collection.
because your art collection. It sounds like it sounds like art's important to you. So
Yes.
like, what developed that interest first of all?
It was, I think my dad was also worked in advertising for decades, a long time ago.
Okay.
And one of his bosses was a guy named Earl Ludgen.
Uh-huh.
And he, since he's passed some time ago, as did his wife, but a lot of their collection is at the Art Institute. Like, they collected some big time artists.
Right.
And my dad said their house was floor to ceiling.
Man, that is a dream.
Just artwork.
Yeah.
And it inspired me. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to have floor to ceiling art in my house.
Cool.
So
I love that.
I have a few walls where it's just
Did it make you feel something when you first walked in there? Like, because it sounds like it did.
all I saw was a picture.
Oh my God, and it was that impactful.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. And like anywhere there could be a sculpture, there was a sculpture, but it all made sense.
Yeah.
It wasn't like hoarding junk and everything had its place.
Right.
And yet it was just stuffed with art. And I thought I love that. Like, I want to live in that kind of environment where everything that I look at is something that speaks to me in some way.
Yep.
And so I just started buying, pieces. Saatchi Art did a feature years ago, I think in like 2008 or 2010, on my art collection.
Oh my
God.
God.
Wow,
cool.
Because I was getting a lot of stuff through them.
Yeah.
But I love it. And I still, like...
That's amazing.
I have stuff in closets now. It's just like...
Oh my God.
Stacked up in closets.
Yeah,
That's
normal.
That's like
that happens. That's an inevitability when you're doing that.
It really is.
Yeah, it's true. Well, then you can kind of like...
I swap out pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like Christmas decorations.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it completely changes the feel of your place when you do that, I'm sure.
Move this painting here and that painting there. And
that's cool.
What are you looking at?
The cat.
The cat.
Oh, you had a weird look on your face. I was like, oh my God.
No, he was just like, at the cat. No.
Okay.
You're okay. Nothing's happening.
So yeah, it's just very cool. I wish I have pictures somewhere on my phone.
Yeah, I would
You are
love
the first
to see
live studio audience
What?
Check it out.
in the
Cool.
studio. In the studio.
Welcome.
He's going to see Metallica on Friday.
I am too.
Shut up.
Yes, I am.
He's going with his brother who get this.
My older brother.
His
Oh,
older
cool.
brother who has never been to a concert in his life.
Wow,
So
Oh my God.
they're starting with Metallica.
that's
That's
great.
amazing.
Go big, right?
I'm so excited to go to this show, honestly.
Where are they playing?
Soldier Field. I've never been to Soldier
Cool.
Field for a show before, honestly. I'm really excited.
I saw Tom.
Wow.
Did I say it was
Cool.
Tom Petty?
Tom
Did I say Tom
Petty?
Petty there years ago?
Wow, that's a good one to see,
Oh
though.
my God, it was
You
such a
know?
good show. Yeah. But yeah, his older brother has never been to a
Wow.
concert.
Wait, is he coming in from anywhere, or is he...
He's in Schomburg.
Okay, but that's not that far.
No.
Like, he could have come to another show at some point.
He's
not like 6 hours away where it's like hit or miss. Like,
Right.
you have to stay the night or you don't, so it's difficult to make a choice. Like, 6
He was
hours
in
away
the
is
Navy most of
difficult.
his life. So
Okay.
he went from base to base, which
Yeah.
shocks me even more that he didn't find a concert somewhere.
Right, with Navy buddies?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God.
But-
Well, I hope we all love it. I'm sure we will.
And it's his first time going to Soldier Field as well, so
Damn.
it's 2 bucket list items for him that I am checking off
Cool.
this list.
That's
Wow.
great. Good for you. That's a service.
Where are your seats?
143, we're the last row of section 143.
I don't know where I
Oh,
am.
that's the good.
Because here's the thing. The reason I'm going, my job, every once in a while, they'll like invite you to stuff. Like the
Nice.
people who want you to know about their mutual funds or whatever.
Of course.
They want you to go golfing though. And I'm like, I'm not going
You
golfing.
should learn. It's so zen.
No, here's my thing. What am I going to do? Go up to the girls' golf tees as the ethical financial advisor
You don't have to. I would say
and then be like, can I manage your $1 million, please? As you look over your shoulder. I can't do that.
I would tee off from the men's tee in that kind of situation.
You know what? That's right. But
That's
that's
the
good.
ladies
That's good. That's the right way to do it if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
For me, that's a lot of effort. That's a lot of time, and I can do it in a different way. And I have a thing about golf a little bit because I'm just like, I feel like it's been a boys' club for a long time. They use a lot of our resources to keep it up.
Well, yeah, greenscaping is just like super toxic.
Yeah, and I'm like, I think that what's there for the culture should exist, but let's not grow it any bigger. That's kind of how I feel about it at this point. So
Yeah.
I've told all the people who want to take me out to places, I'm like, I'm not going to go golfing. I'm not going to go fishing. They're like, what would you like to do?
Oh,
I'm like,
fishing, no.
I'll go to a concert. It's like want to go to Metallica? And so that's why I'm going on Friday.
You're like, take me.
That's the group I'm going to. So they better be good tickets. I don't know.
I'm assuming they're going to be good
Yeah.
tickets.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how I ended up going. So I'm like, I would do more of this. Like,
Yeah.
like as soon assuming, I think it's going to be fun.
I like
know?
a good, a nice dinner also.
Oh, me too.
Right.
But they don't come to the city very much for some reason with my work, because they're all mostly based in the suburbs. And I keep telling them, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
So they keep just asking me to solve it. And I'm like, no.
Favorite cuisine?
Oh my God. They rotate. I need to have a little of everything every week.
Okay.
I would love to have every single week Thai food, Mexican food, and Italian food.
Okay.
All three every week. And then the rest can be a mixed bag. My background, I probably appear this way too. I'm very German.
Okay.
And my family immigrated a long time ago, but we still cook a lot of the same things. And it's weird,
like
but
that.
it's kind of bland. And so I just kind of like, it's a base that I have to kind of keep a little bit, but I quietly keep it. And I mostly do that with my vegetarian food. So I try to be very healthy about it.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this kind of has to be bland. Let's spice up with some veggies, but it's only going to get as good as that gets. And at least it keeps me
It's
healthy.
interesting that you gravitate toward Thai food because that's some of the most flavorful food
I
on the
know.
planet.
So is Mexican food.
Yes. And Italian. Who doesn't like Italian?
Yeah, Italian
food?
food's good. But it's flavorful in a different way.
It is. Yeah. But
It's
I mean,
like you're kind of like carb heavy. Like I need that. It's my comfort food. So is Thai food a little bit. And well, all three are. Mexican food is too.
Yeah, it absolutely can be.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I do like it spicy to a point, but I'm not going to go like...
not like blow your doors
No,
off.
I'm like
spicy.
medium.
Okay, yeah, I can't do that.
How high do you go with spice?
I'm mild.
Really?
Yeah, I go mild.
I appreciate you saying that.
I have
I've
to
talked
admit
to
it.
some people where I'm like, why did you order that? Your face is red and you're sweating.
Right, you're sweating, your
What
nose
the
is running,
fuck?
you're coughing.
You can't be enjoying this. I'm not enjoying my experience, just having to watch you.
I don't see you having fun right now.
Yeah,
So
this
what is the
can't
point?
be enjoyable.
You know? You used to know people, they'd sit outside when it was 100 degrees, Tim, and it was like, they used to drink hot coffee.
My buddy Ricky's father and one of his good friends from Mexico, they would sit outside on a hot day with coffee and the hottest peppers that they could find.
Where?
They did
Where did they live?
In Chicago.
In Chicago.
Wrigleyville.
So
Yeah.
Wait, so they'd sit outside with hot coffee and dip peppers into it?
No, just and
eat the hot,
peppers.
like super hot, blow your doors off peppers.
Wait a second. What is that sensation like to eat?
I
To drink
don't-
hot
I don't-
coffee and to eat a hot pepper?
I don't know.
I've never done it before. Does it like accentuate the experience? It has to.
It has to.
Wait, how old were they?
Like,
How old do you have to be to have to want
Oh,
to
they
do
were
that?
older, weren't they?
Oh, they were older.
Yeah, but
they
how
were
old do you have to be to wanna do that?
60s, going on 70s.
Yeah.
You've experienced like most things by then.
Yeah.
You're like, what have I not done? I've never drank coffee.
Yeah. I've done a lot. Let me do this one crazy thing to see what that's like.
Every day with my friends.
Not every day, but the weird things they enjoy.
What is it?
I love that for them.
When he told me that, I was like, that's so bizarre.
That's what happens when you're in your 60s. You go, because your taste buds kind of go, I've heard.
Yeah, might as
So
well blast them back away.
I hope I remember that when I'm that age. I really do. I'm going to like invite my friends to do it sometime and
Super
we'll probably
hot
keep
pepper.
doing it every week.
What's the hottest pepper on earth? What's it?
Oh, okay, so my dad turned 60, and on his 60th birthday, I was like, okay, I'll go to the family vacation with you.
Mhm.
I don't ever go.
What was this?
Because I'm like, the weird one who shows up with no kids and no anybody.
See, I think that's normal, but I understand.
But
Other people think
that's
it's weird.
Yeah, I do that, but I don't want to do it all the time.
Mhm.
Because, it's just a weird feel sometimes.
Mhm.
So I was like, my dad's turning 60, I'm going to go this time. And there is this Reaper, California Reaper?
Carolina
Reaper.
Carolina Reaper?
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard of it.
That's the one. There's an ice cream made in... What the fuck is this place name?
Ice cream.
Yeah, it's ice cream. In, there's a really queer-friendly place that my family, who is they're not, like, hateful, but they also are not, like, embracing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I fall under that category, so I feel conflicted about that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I said that on camera, but who cares? Because everybody else knows.
It's fine. We're here to have an open chat.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
But I can't remember what it's called. But Joe Biden fell off a bike there recently.
Oh, that's where that was?
Yeah. It's like a coastal
And they have ice
spot.
cream.
They have ice cream and Carolina Reaper ice cream, and you have to sign it. My dad was 60. He had just turned 60, and basically my present was, hey, Dad, let's go get this ice cream and try it together. oh my God, you have to sign a waiver with a cosigner. I'll be your cosigner.
Wow.
He hated it so much because I'm like his daughter and I had to co-sign on him being able to eat ice cream.
Did he do it?
60.
Did he do it?
Yeah. I just was like, we're doing this. Like, it was no question. I was just like, shh, everybody be quiet about it. Let's
What
just
the hell
do
did
it.
it taste like?
It was hot. But it's better. I cannot imagine how the pepper tasted if the ice cream tasted like that.
I can't. No, that's too much. Mm-mm.
Well, I'll try to remember the name of the
Try to remember
town
the
at some
name.
point, and then I'll let you know where this ice cream spot is.
Also, this is completely just random thoughts.
I can't wait.
Random
Yeah, we're
thoughts
at that
coming in.
You
point.
two are
We're at
the
that
easiest guests I've ever had.
Really?
You were just great.
Oh,
You're
good
so
for
good.
us.
Here's the best party question.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even opened the skull.
We haven't opened the skull.
I don't recommend you do.
We're not going to open the skull.
No.
We're going to it.
Or we could at some
maybe.
point,
I
just to
just
see
want
what-
to see.
It's just
Yeah.
not. Yeah, you don't have to like read what's on it. You'll see that. You'll probably see the leading questions that are
It's
made to make
I just want to see.
made to
more.
like
Yeah, we'll look.
make you feel like a bad guy.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So, what the hell was I saying?
Oh no! Shit!
The most
I don't remember.
Amazing question.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I'm glad that.
Thank God you're here. Okay.
I wish you could be. on
Everyone
camera.
should know.
This is perfect.
We should mic you after the break. Yeah, I can give you like a
Little-
lavalier
little,
mic.
like a little side portrait too. Of
Yeah.
just like
Tiny
a little
little-
tiny.
Everyone should know. This is a great cocktail party question. What song was number one on the Billboard Hot 100 the day they were born?
Ooh, Rage Against the Machine.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Which Rage Against the Machine song?
I don't know.
So you should, Adam, do you know this?
I don't remember.
Do you know what yours is?
50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
Yeah.
That's Tim.
It's a good one.
I'm ABC by the Jackson 5. It's either that or Let
Ooh,
It
that's
Be.
good.
I know. I think you're ABC.
Can you?
I don't know if that's number one, honestly.
Or how
for
can
me,
you-
But I remember
It's
it being
like-
up there.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
I hear it and
That's
it
good.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
everybody should know this.
It's nice to know that might have played at
I'm
some point
curious. Yeah. No, I
during
wanna
the
remember.
first few hours of your life.
Yes.
What
And
was
for
it?
you, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, right.
Pretty good.
Makes sense.
Is that
Makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
But
It was
like-
also a blizzard.
Oh, was there? Wait, when's your birthday?
March 10.
yeah, which is mine's March 12th.
Yeah, our
Which is
birthdays are
funny.
very close.
Yeah, I've
We're in
met-
the same week.
I have met a
people
handful
have
of
sent
people
me
over
some
the past
things
couple
about that
years.
week. We have a week
What
in the
was your
zodiac.
week? Really?
We're like real loner people.
Probably in reality, out of necessity, I'm more social than I would need to be.
See? Like a true loner.
Makes
It's
sense.
the truth. I mean,
That makes
I love people. I would definitely be just as fine without.
Yeah. Just you and your cats.
Yeah, me and the cats and painting. I don't know, imaginary people.
Yeah, the cats.
Still paint people
Or your,
I mean-
yeah, or people.
and self-portraits with the cats.
Yeah.
That could be the rest
Yeah,
of my life.
exactly.
I have that pencil.
That's
I have
great.
one of your self-portraits, but
Perfect.
it's a pencil. That pencil sketch. That's beautiful.
Uh,
It's like on the wall behind me, so when I have meetings,
they're
at
fun.
home-
I think I'm
It's-
going to do a lot more. I think I'm going to do a lot of them. I'm about to go
You
into
should
the
do 'em.
hospital for
Yeah.
like 2 months.
Are you gonna have to be there a solid 2 months?
It's
Like, how does this
yesterday
work?
I got news that I haven't told my family even yet.
Oh,
Uh,
you don't have to talk about it now if you don't want to.
no, this isn't going to air
Okay, great.
for like, I don't know, a week,
I'm
2
just-
weeks.
Giving you
But-
out.
No, I will. It's good. I'm sharing it all. It's interesting enough to me, but I'll be going in. They moved my stem cell harvest up to next week,
Shit.
so on Monday I'll be going in and they'll be putting this IV like catheter thing and like Y-shaped thing into my neck, and then Tuesday I'm going to go in for the first day, and they'll start harvesting my stem cells. So it removes them through one of the tubes, and then like they are, I don't know, sliced and diced in a machine, and then the IV bag is filled with the stem cells, and then the blood is put back into my body through the other tube, and then it just removes more. It fills a cup and does that for 6 hours while I sit there. And if they don't get enough in the first day, I'll go back through Friday, 6 hours a day or however long it
Shit.
takes.
Which hospital are you going to?
Northwestern, so it's a
That's right,
nice
okay.
experience. It's a clean and like
I love
beautiful
Northwestern,
hospital.
yeah.
But that's that. That'll be next week. And then if they do get enough early on, then they'll admit me to the hospital next Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be there for 4 weeks. And then I'll come home for 2 to 4 weeks. And then I'll do the same thing again for another 4 weeks. So
Okay.
end of October is basically when I'm going to be like
Done with that.
out here in the world again. It's
Yeah.
like a
That's before the holidays. It's good before
Quite a
awful
thing.
weather.
Yeah.
the Halloween, you mean?
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you'll be back
That
in
is a
time for
holiday.
Halloween. Oh my god,
That
that's
is
That's the
not
most,
today.
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have your costume picked out? Well,
Yeah,
nobody
I'm
actually
gonna
told
be
me
a
about it.
phrenology head. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. That's
That'll be-
perfect.
it'll be really fun. It'll be good.
Are you going to make it?
That's
Well, I'll just have somebody draw in my head and write the words on.
That
it.
should be
Yes.
your welcome back party, like recovery party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we won't, if it feels
think-
wrong, we'll pose it however you need it.
Right. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever happens, and I'm just kind of
You'll
like,
get better costumes that way,
which. What do you mean?
depending on how you frame it. Just
For
be
for
strategic.
if I throw the party, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
You can be up for throwing a party at that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, just frame it the right way, and you can get the best costumes.
What would it be? It would be like
Like kind of.
What's
if you
phrenology?
can-
It's something spiritual. People love spiritual
Totally.
stuff. So that would be like.
Yeah. You can have like one of the best parties with the best costumes you've ever had.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wouldn't be like it would be like a mental illness party.
Yeah,
Like,
that's perfect.
It's like which
Only if you're mentally ill can you come to this house.
well, those would be the costumes
Yeah.
that you would have to wear.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
I mean, anyone. I only know mentally
Well, you
ill
could be
people
mentally
anyway.
ill,
So
too. I'm like, yeah. I mean, honestly, same. So that's what I mean.
yeah.
We have a friend who hosted a watery death party. Remember? Watery death party? We have a friend who hosted a watery death party.
What's a
That
watery
sounds
death
fun.
party?
It's like a Halloween type thing.
But what do you do instead?
Water.
It's
It's
different.
themed. That's you got to go
I like
on
that
theme.
theme. That's
It
very
could- it
creative.
could
What do you mean
be
the theme of water? Like you could be like anything affiliated that you can think of. No
Right.
rules.
It's since it's Halloween, it's probably gruesome.
Sure.
Anything like
But how is?
You could be falling off the Titanic or
Yes.
Oh, I
That
see.
kind of thing.
I
Yeah.
see. I like that.
right. You
I
could have
like
like
that.
a stuffed shark like up to here on your arm, like
Oh,
That's
that's
very
good.
yeah. That's very
That's
fun.
cool. Gives
like
it
that.
something to orient around.
right.
The DSM party that would be mine. I think. Isn't that's the book about psychological disorders?
Oh, so you can just reference the entire
Yeah.
Oh,
book.
that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
hard to figure out whose costume is what.
Exactly. Yeah, because someone would be
That's
posing
really
as
know the
something
book
different than
well.
what they were.
Right.
Yeah. That's
You don't have to dress your malady. You
That's
can
the real
dress a
treat.
different malady.
Mhm.
No, that's interesting.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That would be interesting to dress up as whatever.
Would you really want to host a party that
No.
soon after? Yeah.
No, definitely not.
He used to paint in his living room. Like all this stuff was crammed into his living room.
Shit. Well, that makes sense.
So this is
Yeah, that was nuts.
yeah.
Now I've built so much stuff around it.
Shit.
That's cozy.
But now I can host things here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Top 3 favorite movies. All genres.
Wow.
I know
All
this is a tough one
genres.
because I'm saying all genres.
So I've really liked Mad Max Fury Road for a while.
Okay.
I really like that one. What else?
Why did you like that one?
I mean, Charlize Theron is just like so good at it, and she's just. I think I like things with a really powerful female lead in it,
Mhm.
and it was just like really well put together.
I haven't seen it.
It feels good like to watch, and it makes you feel stronger after for whatever reason.
Nice.
Like that's kind of what I like sometimes out of a movie.
yeah, I missed that one. You
Feeling
saw it.
strong.
Yeah, you know.
That's a good outlook.
Okay, that's
That's
one.
number one. I feel like okay, so I have a poster of "Sorry to Bother You" in my home, So this movie is like, it's kind of a commentary on just, if you really pull it around, like it's on capitalism in a way. It's just kind of like climbing the ladder in your job and how it's just kind of bullshit in the end.
Wow.
But doing it as a black man.
Oh.
Which is interesting because I think black men and white women have different experiences, but there is some overlap. Like if there's a Venn diagram, there's a lot that's not the same, but there's a little bit of overlap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I enjoy talking to my colleagues that are black men because I get to understand more of that overlap sometimes. And sometimes you can help each other. Like if you really understand what each other are doing.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah. So
that's,
I think I like that show or that movie a little bit because of
I have
that.
to put that on the list.
It's a little trippy too. Like it gets really trippy.
I'm good with
Like
that.
people kind of turn to half donkeys at a certain point.
What?
So just be ready, you know, like
I
be
like
ready.
a little
It's a good movie to go in
You're selling it, yeah.
stoned, maybe.
What do they say? Every good piece of art has sex, death, and whimsy.
Yeah, this movie's like that.
Some sex, death.
That's
and
cool. I
whimsy.
haven't
And
heard
who's
that.
the
Yeah.
actor? There's really known actor. You'll see. You will know these.
I'm sure, yeah.
That's cool. I like
For
that
whatever
quote.
reason, their names.
That's-
will be
Sex,
in there.
death, and whimsy.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Mm-hmm. Think about like art that you really like. Movies.
Well,
you
my
really
favorite
like.
paintings that I've done include that.
Sex, death,
They
and
need
whimsy.
that. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't have this kind of range.
Right.
It's like
It's a thing.
dramatic, poetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a thing, totally. Yeah. My favorite movie is Gilda, 1946.
Ooh.
Rita
nice.
Hayworth, Glenn Ford, George
Yep.
McGready.
Yep.
Fantastic, black and white, very much 40s. Just, it's a love triangle, and I normally cannot stand that kind of thing, but this is very
Yeah.
different than that.
Right.
It's very snappy dialogue, produced by a woman, Virginia Van Up, who, by the way, was a Chicagoan. Somebody
Cool.
needs to do a documentary on this woman's life, because, like, who at that time, what women were producing films?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's amazing.
What a good find.
Oh my god, such a good movie.
Have to watch that one.
What else do I
It
like?
was Giselda.
Gilda.
Sorry.
Um,
Giselda's a recent show that came out that I was recommended to.
Griselda.
Griselda.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that was
but-
great. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I think I watched maybe a few
With
episodes.
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
She was really, like, she disappeared
Yeah.
into that character, which is so cool to see.
Yeah.
I also talk about sex, death, and whimsy. All That Jazz, 1979. Roy Scheider, Anne Reinking.
I don't
Ben
think I know
Vereen
about
was in
that.
it. Highly recommended. Oh, we got some kitty action
I
down
know.
Yeah,
they're
they're
like
getting rambunctious.
They're getting a little rambunctious.
Zoomy stuff.
Did they start getting
I'll give
more
them
zoomy
some-
at night?
Yeah, I think so.
That's just so
I
skinny.
think the one that I have is a little misoriented. He doesn't get zoomies at night. He gets it at 3 p.m.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What
so if I'm
cat?
working at home, it just what the fuck?
What kind of cat
I'm
is it?
trying to do this call real quick. It's 3 p.m.
Yeah, they don't care.
Usually you're supposed to do this at 8 or whatever. You're supposed to run my movie, not
Right?
this.
What kind of cat?
A Maine Coon, kind of. Well, he's partial Maine Coon.
Tim is in love with Maine
They're
Coons.
good cats.
They're huge.
They're huge and sweeties.
Does it have to be groomed?
No, well, at least mine doesn't.
Oh, that's good.
I should probably brush him more than I do.
Right.
He does get a lot of hair balls.
Is he, what color is he?
He's beige,
Ooh.
kind of blonde.
They look like lions.
They do.
Don't they?
And he does know he's beautiful. He has to be told frequently. And he does. I catch him looking at himself in the mirror sometimes. He'll just sit really cute. And in front of a mirror, and I'll be like,
Nice.
At least you know.
Did you do affirmations with him?
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Remind
Yeah,
him
he
how
needs.
beautiful he is.
Yeah, he gets mad at me if I don't.
Would he eat these cats?
I don't know.
They must look so small
I did
by
have
comparison.
a second cat, and it didn't work out. I had to give the second cat to my friend who's, she just wanted a adult cat,
Mhm.
and it was the perfect pairing because I was like, this isn't dire, but
Yeah.
it could be better, and I think
Yeah.
this other cat could benefit by not being around. My perfect cat, Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
Yes,
Oh.
after Mozart.
Of
Mhm.
course. Of course.
'Cause Mozart's important to me, even though I have a relationship with Mozart to a point where I'm just like, I hate him a little bit. I do hate him a little bit, if I'm being honest. He's very difficult to play.
Yeah, it's so wild. It never occurred to me that you have to like play differently for different.
It's Baroque.
Yeah,
They literally use different bows to make that sound.
it's totally wild.
And classical world is like so specific. They're like, no, it's not exactly right. And then they just are like, completely change you.
But I mean, think of what all you learn though.
Oh my god, it was so helpful.
Yeah.
Like, it's better that I've learned than I haven't. Because the thing is, I'm also talking, like, I think I was playing Mozart from a pretty young age, but whenever I started really getting into the concertos, I was just like, oh my god. Like, it's all kind of just, I think I found it very, very difficult for a little payoff.
Okay.
I think that's how I felt about it, where I was just like, people don't gravitate toward this naturally. You kind of have to ask people to come to see a show like this or a concert like this.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do that regardless, but I think classical world is a little bit more challenging when you already are playing, like, arguably the most difficult music in the world, and you're having to be like, please come see this. It's just like, I don't want to do it.
But I feel like the enjoyment of it is very different than the performing of it.
Yes,
you know,
totally. Well, and I think, like, your understanding of it is not the math's understanding. If your understanding was, it'd be different.
Yes. But I would go just for the enjoyment of it. And to see people clap when they're not supposed to. You know, like,
any person I bring is like that, where I have to, like, give them the rundown.
And then other people
I try to introduce other people to the classical music world, and I just have to be like, here's the etiquette. We have to, like, if you're sick, forget it. Don't even consider coming.
No.
If you have to cough, we're not going. Mm-hmm. Don't even think about it.
No.
Like, this place is not for you right now. Mm-hmm. Like, get healthy and then we'll go.
But there's, you clap, what is it? You only applaud at, like, the end of a movement, not at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a little break. Like, all of a sudden a little break will happen.
Yep.
Musically, I don't know what that is. And then there's,
it
like,
depends on,
10 people in the whole place.
It depends on what's being played, too, because the thing is, there's not a real formula unless you really, really know what you're going to see. Because for some, it's literally one piece. It's the beginning, a distinct end, and then you're supposed to clap.
Right.
For other things, there is, like, 3 movements, and then you're supposed to clap. For others, there are 4.
And between those, like, you don't necessarily clap.
Oh, no, if you clap, people are like...
People look at you
like, yeah.
Some people look at you, like, with side eye. Some people are like, oh my god, yeah, you're new here.
First concert, huh?
Yeah. Other people are like, hey, there's a new person here. That's good.
Yeah,
you know?
Right, exactly. I feel like it is a better energy than it used to be.
Oh, we need to go to, like, Symphony Center to see something good.
Yeah, you should.
Something's happening at the...
you've been to.
What's happening this Saturday? I think something... I don't know if they're doing Ravel there or not. I don't know if that's
this
weekend.
Water show.
I don't pay attention during the summer.
Yeah.
Because they kind of do a one-off schedule in the summers. I'm not saying it's not good. I just don't keep as close a track of it.
Yeah, this weekend's Air and Water show.
Okay.
Oh, that's this weekend.
Yeah, it's early.
It's good for me. I didn't even plan it.
It's just more traffic.
It seems fun if you're on the beach. I've never done that.
I've never gone to the. Have you ever gone to the beach to see the?
Yes.
You have? Was it fun or not?
You were young.
A lot of people literally staking out their land.
Oh no.
And then.
That seems annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, it's kind of.
You have to get there like 5 a.m., which I'm not doing.
Being on a boat is fun.
Have you been there on the boat?
Nice.
Ooh. Dibs, yeah. You went on a boat? That'd be so cool.
Yeah, a few times.
But you've been in the Air and Water show if you were on a boat.
Right, yeah, technically. A friend, Ron, he goes out for that with a bunch of people every
Is he an older guy with blonde hair that's kind of flowing?
Was it fun?
No.
Okay.
Not
the same one.
Was it fun for real?
That's good.
It was fun to take photos on my phone and to get drunk. I guess that was...
On a boat.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Air and Water show.
Yeah.
Be a hostage on a boat in some ways.
You are stuck.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You are
better
stuck.
like those people you're out there with.
That
otherwise,
is true
you're going to be
about a boat.
very aware of it.
When you are on a boat, you are at the mercy of everybody else on that boat. Yeah. And that is one thing that I don't like about a boat.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Because
you never know.
you're out there and you're
You're
trapped.
just you
It's
are.
like, all right,
you're
I guess
on
this is
that
my
boat.
crew. We're
If a disaster happens, these are the fuckers that I'm gonna have to deal with it with.
But I've had some really fun experiences on boats, though.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, it's. I
all
mean,
things
Same.
considered, how
Of course.
badly it could go.
yeah. They call Lake Michigan. Actually, the Great Lakes are really dangerous to traverse because it's freshwater,
What? Why
and
is
so
that
the
more
waves
dangerous?
jump and tumble instead of roll and swell. And
Oh,
also,
shit.
Great Lakes shipwrecks is an interest of mine. I don't know why, it just is. But it's the Lake
It's
Michigan.
a really good specialty to know. Now I know you're great at visual, art collector,
Art collector, a baker. I bake like a
baker. I didn't even know this part, but
Oh, I love
now I
baking.
also know that you're into freshwater shipwrecks, which is honestly
Right.
a really good thing to know.
It's
I gotta
kind of-
say, I don't know. At some point, you're gonna hear from me.
It's
I'm
right.
gonna be thinking about something, and then I'm gonna hit you up.
It's kind of
That's
kind
the
of crazy.
thing about me.
But that's fine. That's
Okay,
all fine.
great.
The Lake Michigan is particularly dangerous to traverse because it's narrow and there are a lack of natural places for a ship to
Right.
hide.
Yeah, there's no islands.
There's
Or like
nothing.
a
And it's
few.
it's like a
Like kind of
straight
really,
coastline.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always think about that when I'm like, you want to go out on a boat? I'm like,
Oh,
heard too many
interesting.
stories.
Interesting. Wait, so you're a baker as well.
I love baking.
So what do you like to bake?
Oh my god, I bake everything.
Okay, so what's
Everything.
the most recent thing that you baked?
Most
you were
recent thing,
excited about?
lemon cookies. And the reason I'm baking
I like
these,
lemon cookies.
well, the reason I'm baking this is because my friend's having a block party,
yeah.
and they have it's like a contest.
Yeah.
So you provide a food item and then a
Yeah.
corresponding cocktail. All of this is of your
Ooh,
choice.
cool.
So I
love that.
I'm testing out lemon cookie recipes. So I'm going to do Saint Germain, which is
Yep.
the French elderflower
Yep.
liqueur, which I'm
Oh, I
obsessed
love
with.
that. I have some actually in my cabinet right now.
I should have brought some with me tonight. I'd just be like,
I would have brought it if I'd known.
so that's the most recent thing I baked. But I do like all kinds of, I've made candy, lots of different cakes.
Cool.
It was the Great British Baking Show that got me into it.
Oh, really?
So I have a spreadsheet of all these
Oh,
recipes
cool.
I want to make. Yeah.
So the only real baking experience I have is in 4-H. I had to pick something, and I picked cake baking and
Okay.
decorating.
Yeah.
That's the only experience I have. And I did the same cakes 12 times, and I was like,
Were
well,
they
I
good?
have basic skills.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. Where I'm like, okay, well, I know how to do certain things. I know how to make a Tootsie Roll rose.
Really?
Yeah, I can squish down a Tootsie Roll and turn it into a rose. That's something I learned from cake decorating.
Tootsie Roll flower art is not. That was not on my bingo card for this lifetime.
No,
Me neither.
No
I
idea.
don't even know why I know how to do that.
we're gonna have
Yeah.
to see that.
Wait, can I
Yeah.
get that shortbread out for my neighbor to see what you think of it? Because it's
Sure.
really good, I think. Is it
Uh,
weird?
You
Is
know
that
what?
Weird? Can I
No,
read you the note too?
It's
Is the
we're an
thing
hour
done?
in, so no, we're an hour in, so it's time for the middle break.
Great.
Oh, sweet.
I know we
What
had
do you
another
think?
break.
Do
That's
you wanna
great.
do you wanna show it now on camera
Yeah.
before?
Oh, show it on
Yeah.
camera.
Oh yeah, shit. Let's do that. What do we do?
Here's your bag, right?
Yeah. Wait, what am I doing?
I don't know. You said you had.
Oh, am I
Let's
supposed to
see
get
the
the shortbread
shortbread.
out?
Yeah. yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were doing something special during the break. This is the special thing.
No, we
This
just
is
took
the
break.
special thing. This is the
Fantastic.
intro to the
I'm
special
into it.
thing,
I'm
and then
into
I
it.
think
We literally take a
Uh,
break.
then we just eat meats and
Right.
So, first of all, this is a very sweet note from my neighbors.
Hey, Ellie.
Look at their handwriting, too.
It's very controlled.
Really good penmanship.
It's very controlled. Mint and lime shortbread I baked recently.
Huh. Mint and lime. I never
mint
thought.
and lime. It's actually really, really good. So I was like, I'm going to bring it. I know it's kind of weird, but it's really good. I got it yesterday.
Really short
I'm trying to-
crust. Very nice.
It's good, right? This is a really good shortbread.
Oh, there's a lemon. Lime.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a second before it hits you.
It's good, right?
Mm-hmm. It's very tangy.
Mm-hmm.
Mint and lime.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Can I read the note?
Come here, beautiful.
They
Oh,
just
it's-
moved in. They've been very, very, very friendly neighbors. And I'm like, okay.
Overly
Mint
friendly.
and lime
Like, what
shortbread.
do they
I'm a
want?
little concerned.
What do they want?
Well, I think I was a little bit gruff in one of our meetings. Because the first, intro was
Great.
okay,
Jeez.
cool, good to meet you. Welcome. But also, you're my upstairs neighbor. I have two neighbors. And, you hear
Mhm.
stuff. Let's
There
not
you
get
are.
too
You're
close.
upstairs neighbors.
Mhm.
They better be quiet.
Hmm?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm a musician, so I am noisy sometimes.
Is anybody below you?
Yes.
Okay.
A whole family, a whole Ukrainian family. I'm in a Ukrainian village. Like, they have a baby. They have a 7-year-old girl.
Oh my
maybe.
God.
So there's a lot of noise. Okay.
Yeah, like, they're loud.
Normal.
I hear a baby sometimes.
Mhm.
I am never loud after, like, 9. That's really early to be courteous.
No, it is.
That's so courteous.
It is.
If I do anything else, I put headphones on. And I'm like, I would love to do so much more. I'm like saving as much money as I possibly can right now to buy a place so that I can have like a multi-unit where I can have 2 floors. That's
Well,
what I want.
These cats are circling you now.
Because they
So
want this.
I think it's time to feed them a little bit of stinky food.
Oh,
I'm gonna
is
call
it
a break
stinky
here.
for them?
Call a break.
All right. Well, we'll see you
Oh.
one day again.
Was it still rolling?
Character all over Chicago. So he did a special thing.
Cool.
He did a special thing where he would come into your house and for like $60, he would do a week pay. So you just had to tell him what your house color scheme was.
That's cool.
And then he chose it, and he would pick a place. He's like, I want you to pick a place that's like
Weird.
whimsical.
Yeah, that's
the perfect spot that you picked.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, what do you? We just keep moving up the line.
Keep going.
Okay, cool. I wasn't here for any instructions.
That's actually a copy of the original piece that my dad got.
Made it.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he drew that, right?
Oh, he did. Oh shit. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. There's art all over the place.
Look at that.
Sweden, Canada, Mexico, Florida. Those are fun. Those are great. Oh, that's fun. I started in my old place. I started running out of room
Yeah.
to put stuff.
You gotta get another house when that happens. You know?
So this is Louis Van Patten. I have a few of his,
Ooh,
and
I
I love it
this.
because I love horror movies.
Yep, I love that.
And it kind of reminds me of the beginning of Friday the 13th, the
Yeah.
original Friday the 13th, when the campers, like the guy and the girl, it like starts before, it's like before the movie starts, you have this little vignette, and yeah, it's pretty cool because it winds up in a shot that looks a lot like this,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
I love that.
That was
They
like,
really got the bulging eye well.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That was like my 40th birthday present to myself.
Very good.
Darius Labuzek. This is my dad. This is actually an enlargement. The original is downstairs.
Wait a second, I've seen this.
The original is
At Photograph
downstairs.
Seco in New York, they have this. They had this somewhere. I feel like
This?
This is
Thought
her
so.
dad who drew this. With
What? Then what am I thinking?
My
of?
dad drew
Very
this. This is an
interesting.
enlargement of it, but I'll show you the original. He
Your
drew
dad's
it
an artist.
not by trade, but he just sort of does this for fun. So he did
Cool.
this in
This was his
1964,
Wow.
and you'll see the
Well,
original.
I'm gonna have to figure out what I was thinking of then, because clearly
but he did it all with a pencil.
that's incredible.
Yeah. So this is just, obviously it's been enlarged,
Very cool.
but it's very cool. This one I'm actually
I'm gonna
is
zoom
up
in
for
a lot
grabs.
like this. It looks a little like Kanye West.
Just saying. Because I need to
What do you
move.
mean up for grabs?
I need to move Darius here and then put a bunch of pieces I have in my closet and make
Yeah.
this a gallery wall.
But what do you mean that's up for
Up
grabs?
for grabs.
this isn't the original.
Like,
This is just
What?
an enlargement of the.
Oh, okay.
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Off camera. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
she was. So I got her at
Alright.
Pocket Puppies.
This
I know
animal.
that spot. So
This
it's
very same
Not
animal.
anymore.
not- okay.
What is this thing?
We're fairly sure that.
What does this
they
thing do?
were, From what are they called? Where the dogs are.
Dog mills.
Oh, puppy mills?
Puppy mills.
Yeah.
So she's some issues.
Sure.
Some
Yeah,
issues.
yeah.
But otherwise, she's fine. Yeah, good. She's good. Yeah. She's a little kitty.
Yeah.
This boy from Burkina Faso,
Oh, yeah, that's very.
done by a German artist. And there he is. He was an English teacher in Burkina Faso. But if you look at it,
Yeah, even like the side, you can see.
see the right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I feel like stuff like this is like magic to me, you know?
it's totally magic. And look, there's the boy.
There he
Isn't that
is.
cool?
The child himself.
The child himself.
Glad you could put that voice over him.
I like weird dark stuff too. Like, what is that?
Yeah. Oh, me too.
I don't
Yeah, I
know,
love
just
your
spoke to me.
Your taste
This is
is
very
something
funny.
I really align with.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I love all things dark and scary.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
We love faces.
I love dark stuff.
We love faces.
I was gonna say that person looks a little familiar.
Right? This one, like if you stare at it, you may get slightly dizzy.
Yeah, it hurts my eyes. Hurts my
Ooh,
brain.
this one.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's almost like a. It feels like there's one of those,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, those
that's-
mirrors or something like that,
Yes.
and it's like a little beveled. Or-
Yeah, it's like a fun house.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, I mean that effect always happens when you double features in a face like that, and I don't know what it's called, but there's some phenomenon, and a lot of artists use that.
So when I do video calls
It's so strange.
from work, she's behind me.
Yeah, it's so eerie. You can't help but have your eyes dart around.
This one,
Yeah, right.
I like this one.
I love this one. What is her name?
He does
Ello?
with a knife.
Elo.
Very cool.
It's all done with a knife. I know, right? I like this one because it describes a lot of people's emotions.
Yeah, very.
You know, it's
What
just
were
a
his
scream.
emotions when he attacked this with a knife, you think?
Yeah, he did. It's a
What do you
lot
think
of
his
time.
emotions were?
I don't know.
Right around here.
I have to say that was packaged.
What type of energy you think while making this? It could have been very like.
It's very calculated. It's
it was
like serial
It's
killer-esque.
calculated.
Yeah, it does, but it was packaged like meticulously,
Yeah.
Yeah,
beautifully. Just the wrappings
Yeah.
and all that. It was kind of wild.
cool.
My dad did this one.
Did you do this?
Yeah, this is self-portrait. Yeah.
Self-portrait of you. My dad did this, the clown.
Also
Cool.
self-portrait
Love
as
it.
well.
Your dad is fantastic.
Self-portrait,
You know
right?
your dad?
See you later.
I don't know.
I've painted your dad.
Oh, well,
And your mom.
Duh, he's painted both my parents.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is wrong with me?
You know, that I can bring that back to you.
Louis Van Patten.
I love
Louis
that
Van
painting of
Patten.
them actually too.
I know,
The
it's
one of
cute.
your dad has so much character.
It's
I remember.
Ooh, this is. How did I not even see this?
This is called Spliff Queen.
Cool.
What queen?
Spliff. It's good.
The Queen of Spliffs. That makes sense.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
self-explanatory here. Why they would
Totally.
be calling this Spliff
This
Queen.
was a series where each piece was one letter, and I could only get. I think the O was the only one that was left.
I'm Hollywood.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it spelled something.
Yeah. Probably Google. Yeah.
Hollywood.
No, just kidding.
I thought it was Hollywood.
Actually, it didn't spell. It didn't spell Hollywood. It
Oh.
spelled something else. Everything is temporary.
Oh.
I think it's what it
Oh,
was.
okay. Yeah. yeah.
Obviously, that's Duffy.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
My dad
really
was-
like this one.
My dad did that one.
No, that is an original.
Very good.
That's an original. The clown is original. Yeah.
Great caricature.
Well, no wonder. Now
This
that I see
over
it, that
here,
already makes sense
we've
to
got-
making these piles of stuff around.
What's her name? What's her name?
Oh my God, I can't remember.
Is it? Hmm.
That's cool. Better.
Very good.
Isamar Medina.
Yes.
Of course, and she has a moniker too.
I should have brought you lighters.
She has a moniker that she uses, and I can't remember it right now, so I'm gonna cut that audio part.
Okay, it's all good. That's Louis
She
Van
won't
Patten.
watch this. She's not gonna watch.
That one's
That's the
Louis
best
Van Patten.
audio you could put in, right? You won't watch this.
Right?
No, what are the odds?
Ooh, this is lovely.
All right, here we are. We're gonna record again, but we don't. We can drop in a more like charming way.
What should we do to be charming?
Beats me. I'm not the one coming up with that stuff.
I wanted to ask you about your Jeep, though.
Yes.
We specifically waited for the camera to be
Yeah, I
ready
wanna
to
hear about
ask
the
you
Jeep.
about this.
Okay.
So how long have you had a Jeep?
So that's
Probably
my third.
longer than me.
It's my
Because
third.
I've not had one for very long.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Do you make sure to give people the
I-
when you're going by?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chicago's not very good at that.
Sometimes it's
Indiana,
like,
it's always.
okay, I go out in
Yeah.
the suburbs and it's like everybody does it.
Yeah.
But downtown, sometimes
Yeah, I don't know what people's problems are. Do
Rude.
they just not know?
maybe they don't.
Or are they just like really
Are you
focused
talking
on
about the
driving?
Jeep thing?
Yeah, it's like a
wait.
wait. There's a, you just like. you
And
know.
during the war, it was meant victory, but now it just means peace. Hey, you have a Jeep
Which
too.
the Jeep war?
Like World War. I think it was World War II when it really started.
I don't know.
Yeah. So like drivers of Jeeps, when they passed each other, would give them the
Yeah, it's
victory
cool.
sign.
Okay.
So
It's like a thing. When you see another Jeep,
I see.
you're always
Totally a
on.
thing.
Like
Well-
it's one of the main things that would make you want to stay in the Jeep community. It's
Right,
kinda like,
right.
'cause it makes you feel, and then people will gift you little ducks.
I got ducked once.
I've been ducked 3 times in the last
Have
2
you?
months.
Oh my god.
I've never been ducked. I've had it. I've had my Jeep for like 2 or maybe like a year and a half.
Okay.
And like I just started getting ducks, and I was like,
You're gonna have to explain
What?
what this means.
okay,
Ducking. Go
what
ahead.
you got? People will give you a duck if they like your Jeep.
Okay.
So like I came out of a store one day and there was this rubber duck on the handle of
Yeah.
the driver's side door of my car, and I was like, oh my god, somebody ducked me. So when you like somebody else's Jeep,
Yeah.
you duck them, and then you get lots of them and drive around with them all on your
Yeah.
dash.
Yeah. So I have 3 now.
She's 3, I have 1, but I gave it to somebody else, but he didn't get it.
Mine. I have a silver one, a pink one, and like a normal duck.
I got a Christmas duck.
Christmas. Your only duck was a
Wow.
Christmas
My only
duck.
duck was a Christmas duck. It was kind of exciting.
That is
That's
exciting.
really
Yeah. I
And you
love
gave
it
them
though.
away.
I ducked somebody else with it. I
Yeah.
paid it forward. I should have just kept it.
Do
Probably.
you ever?
I'm gonna wait until I stack them up a little bit, and then I'll start getting.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
yeah.
you duck yourself?
Yeah, you can. You can just
Yeah.
buy them and put them on your dash.
But it's not. That's
not the
That's
same.
not the whole thing that you're trying to
Yeah. But this is my 3rd Jeep.
do. Your 3rd Jeep.
Yeah.
What? And you had 1 duck?
Yeah. It wasn't a thing the last time I had Jeeps.
Yeah.
Like
Where do you drive?
Oh,
All around here?
in the city mostly.
Okay, that's
Going to
why.
the
We
burbs.
don't have a good culture here. We need
I
it.
know.
We should restart it.
I know. I need to buy some.
I actually was. I wanted pink ducks with red lips, and I bought them, and then they were like really mini. I was
Oh,
like,
they can't be
oh
like this.
shit!
You
Now
know,
I have
it's
like 50 mini ducks, and I'm not gonna gift any of them away.
Like,
So they're
what do
just
you-
like in my place somewhere.
Unless you like put them in a nice, cute little bag and like tied up the thing and then gave somebody
Oh.
that.
That could be nice.
It could be, but it's not kind of not
It's
the
not
same.
the same. I want to give someone something that they keep in their dash, where I'm like, I
Yeah.
gave them that.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes I wonder if people glue them up there because they're
I think they might have to.
otherwise they would totally slide
Yeah.
around.
That makes
Right.
sense.
Mine kind of sit though in the
Okay.
dash.
Do you have the like the divot in the?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like
But I only have like 3. So if I get
That's
more
right.
than like 6, probably
They're not gonna
It's
fit.
not gonna fit. Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Oh my god, Eternal! There's ducks everywhere."
yeah, they would definitely go flying. Do you like driving it though? I love driving.
Oh my
mine.
god, yes.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is, and I did get in a car accident like within 2 months of having it.
Oh no.
And it was sobering for me in 2 senses. One is, oh my god, I had no car for a year. I did something stupid that was crazy. I made a turn
Mm-hmm.
and I checked my corners and everything, but there was a hill and someone was going very quickly over the hill.
Oh.
And they came and hit the side on me, and we both spun into oncoming traffic. And we both made it across in time, but it was like I was looking at my dash, just like cheering for them to make it because their car was totaled
Oh.
because they hit me.
Oh.
So it made me realize this is a really safe vehicle.
Mhm.
Also, it can hurt other people. So
Yeah.
it kind of, but it was a good realization. I think
Were you hurt?
I was not,
Thank God.
and I did go to the chiropractor for a while after that, just
Okay.
to make sure.
What about
Because
the
you
other
never know.
driver?
I think they were okay,
Okay.
but no one was happy. You know, I wasn't happy. They
Oh.
were happy. No one was happy.
No, I got
So,
hit on by a drunk driver in 1990, and it was like,
Shit.
I
Yeah.
both cars were totaled, and
Yeah, not good.
it's really really scary when that
It's
happens.
very scary. Yeah,
and you kind of, at least I didn't feel comfortable driving for a while.
I didn't either. Like I couldn't drive on a highway because it was on a highway.
That would be. Oh, so this person was like going
Yeah, we were going quickly.
yeah,
Yeah, and there was very quick oncoming traffic, so it would have been like
that's freaking horrible.
life taking potentially if someone got
Yeah,
like
yeah,
hit
yeah.
by oncoming traffic.
I do like the fact that I know I'll probably no matter what the weather,
Yeah.
I can get to where I need to go. Any 4-wheel drive,
Oh my god, you can park anywhere.
Yeah.
You can like back up onto anything, and the pothole situation, not a problem. It's like, oh my god, it's off-roading in the middle of the summer in
Yeah.
Chicago. Like where I was at, it was so torn up. And it was great for me because I just didn't have to even think twice.
Yeah, or like there's several speed bumps in the neighborhood where I live, and
Yeah.
so it's like you can hear people hitting them too fast, and it's like,
Yeah, just like
but it doesn't.
grinding metal.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen with a Jeep because at least
No.
that clearance is.
Yeah.
you know.
They're like designed for that.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
I took my Jeep off-roading in Colorado.
Oh, I've never gone.
It was really awesome.
Was
I
it?
would want to get, so I don't know how you, well, I didn't like inspect your Jeep, but mine is
She's
like
parked
the
behind me.
standard, yeah, so I don't, yeah, so anyway, I didn't check, but like my car is very standard electric, so it turns electric and then
Oh,
gas.
it's one of the electric ones. What year is
it's
it?
cool. It's 2002, 22,
2022. Okay.
Yeah. 2022.
Oh, so it's a hybrid?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. You can do just electric, you can do just gas, and you can do hybrid.
Oh.
So it's great in the city because I fill up my gas tank once a month.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How far do you drive to work? Like on a regular?
5 miles.
Oh, okay. So that's
And then
not
if I
bad.
do more that evening, like then maybe I need a charge. But like usually I can go 2 days on 23 miles is like what it charges up to, which is not a lot. But in the city, it's like, how far are you
Yeah.
driving? And if you can charge at home, I don't charge at home. I only charge at work.
Okay. Is the range is 23 miles? It's gotta
Yeah, it's
be more
not
than that.
short. It's really short.
Are
No,
you
it's only 23.
Really?
Yeah. I've been asking because I have not bought this one. I'm leasing it because I was so sure that they would have a longer span by the time my lease was over, which is 3 years.
Mhm.
So far, nothing. And I'm like, really? Because 23 miles is not very far.
No, I'm actually surprised. Because, like,
Yeah.
what if you go, like, do some major off-roading? Well, you probably just...
You just go gas.
You just go gas.
You really want gas for that, too. Because it does respond differently depending on if you have electric versus gas.
Mm.
So
Ooh, what was off-roading like?
it was cool.
Was
It was like, so I went with my cousin because we like to go on national park trips every year, but he got married this year, so it's kind of, I don't know what's going to happen. I was like, boo, got married
Oh, I
this
see.
year.
It'll be a wedding,
About
but
that.
boo. Yeah.
That was your
Well,
travel partner, I think I saw a post of yours.
Yeah, so he like invited me the second he found out I was divorced. And it was 2 weeks after, and I like went with him. And then we just like did it every year. And then he got married, and now it's going to kill the trips.
You need to just stake your claim on that time in his life.
I
Just be
know.
like, I'm sorry, but this is a thing that we do
know.
now.
Yeah, they're talking about having kids, though. And I'm like,
Oh,
man, that's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to go.
It's the same with bands.
I bet.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, all the things that I enjoy doing, I'm like, oh my god, this person got married during that thing.
Yeah, it changes everything, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it depends though. Like marriage, it's maybe. Kids, it's like guaranteed.
I would say, yeah, kids sound like it's... Everybody that I've known who's ever had kids is like, oh my god, this is...
Well, even the drummer in my project. So like my project is just me, and then I have this drummer who I met at a chamber meeting with my work job. I was just like, I met his wife because she was a business owner, and then we just started talking music, and I was like, oh, he's probably pretty good. I'm like pretty certain he's going to be perfect for this project.
Okay.
And I paid for studio time, and I just assumed that it was going to work, and it worked great.
Oh, good.
And
I thought you were going to say, but he turned out to be like horrible or
no,
something.
he turned out to be awesome.
Okay, good.
And I had him back for like 2 more sessions.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And it was great. And it worked out really well. But then, like, he and his wife had a baby, and they had to move to Atlanta. And now I'm like, okay, how do I do a live show now?
You need
Because I
a drummer.
need to figure out. Yeah, because we're both classical brained people.
Um,
And most people aren't. Like, if I was living in Berlin, no problem. Honestly, like, truly. And it's been interesting because, like, kind of the way that the music, like, at least what I can tell with what's been taken off with what I can track, it's, like, mostly in Europe. I think part of it's because in Europe, I'm interested in how your brain got oriented towards the types of art and music that you're into. Because it's not normal in the U.S. to gravitate towards stuff that you have to work at understanding more of. It's just kind of like you are, like if you get gravitated towards music or art, it often is because out of necessity you just needed an outlet and you grabbed one and you took whatever skills you were taught in school, which we already know are music education and art education is like severely underfunded if it exists at all.
yeah, it is.
Which means like you have access to what you have access to, which I think creates something really fascinating in the U.S. with what does sprout out of like whatever music and art that we have. But at the same time, we lack a lot of formal education. Whereas like you go to Berlin and you're like, oh, every person literally picks which direction they want to know the most about. So there are little
Direction?
young, like German students and just decide I'm going to study a lot about music or I'm going to study a lot about art, and they get about as much as you would get in like gen ed in college, just like
wow.
through time, through their.
That would be so cool. I
Younger
wish I also
years.
learned like a language.
Me too.
I learned like I took French when I was in
Me
junior
too.
high or whatever, but I feel like
Yeah.
had I started earlier,
Yeah, you could be fluent.
then you can
Yeah.
really be fluent.
Yeah,
So there's a lack of that
yeah.
for sure. But getting back to your weight, so you do these national park trips. So do you?
Oh yeah,
camp?
yeah. I forgot that's where this started.
So do you camp?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I love storytellers like on YouTube, like Mr. Ballin, and there's another guy that I stumbled across. His channel is called Kyle Hates Hiking, and he's like an avid hiker,
Yeah.
but he tells stories about shit that's gone wrong for various people in desert hiking situations, winter hiking situations, like you
Yep.
name it.
Yeah.
And so that's, I feel like if I would be afraid to camp in like a national park because of all the
Yeah.
stuff that I've heard.
I didn't know cannibals lived in there until a friend
What?
that I took
What?
from New York came with me. Yeah, I'll just like bring people that I'm like, you can take this. It's like a friend that I brought to Yosemite, and I was like I made her cross country ski for the first time. I get us lost. Well, not really lost, but I get us way too far. Like no one's there anymore. I'm like, where did everybody go? And like turns out there's a fog that sets in Yosemite like at 4 p.m. every day.
Oh God.
And it was like 2:30, and we had already skied 2 hours, and we had to come back, and we were on the side of a hill, or side of a mountain, sorry, in Yosemite, because it's Yosemite. And the
Those
fog
Yosemite
sets.
hills.
Yeah,
So the
and
fog
then,
sets on you, and then what do you?
so we just have to get back.
Did it start getting dark at some
Oh
point?
my God, it was so scary. And my friend, I was just like, this was like our first day.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Same trip, I also just like, man, I don't know why she's still friends with me. But like, we're so good. We're so good. But she killed it. She was so much better at skiing than me. I've been like cross country skiing maybe like not that much, like less than 10 times.
I've gone before, like when I was a kid.
It's not that hard. It's like cross.
No.
It's like a what's that exercise at?
It's
the
like
gym?
rowing.
Well, the one where your legs are going to.
Elliptical.
Yeah, it's like the elliptical.
Yeah.
Because your legs and your arms are both going at the same time.
Yeah. It's like amazing exercise.
Oh my God, yeah, and you can talk to your friends while you're still doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. But I wouldn't even have considered going skiing like in a national park area.
It was amazing.
What's
it was
the
incredible.
worst national park you've ever been to?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. That's a really good question. I need to give a caveat to this.
Okay.
Acadia was a little different than I was expecting.
Where's that?
In Maine.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, but you have to focus on the ocean.
Okay.
And that's hit or miss. You know? What if you don't see a whale? I
Well-
did. I saw 2.
Did
It
you?
was amazing. But what if I didn't? Then I'd be like, I'd walk away and I'd be like,
Yeah. Is it an
I
ocean?
saw like over 50 seals.
Oh my God, that's
you know,
amazing.
and I saw like so many.
Is it an
so much
ocean
life.
front like in Seattle? Is it like an oceanfront hike? No.
No, you have to like kayak. You need to go on like a whale cruise.
Oh God.
The hiking is like mediocre.
Okay.
So that's like the worst national park I've been to. I saw 2 whales and 60 seals.
I think that'd be cool though.
It was. That's what I'm saying. Like they're all incredible.
Yeah.
Like I still saw 2 whales and 60 seals.
Yeah, like,
but like as far as what you expect from a national park.
Okay. Did you have
What about
been-
you?
I've never been to a national park.
Oh.
No, I've never been to one.
I'm glad that was my answer
Yeah.
because that's the sincere truth. Like my worst national park was
Have
that,
you been to
which
Grand
is still
Teton?
incredible. Yeah.
Everybody says that's like, I have a friend who has a place
Iconic.
up there. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be absolutely gorgeous.
I think it depends on what you're into. Because if you're like into just like being active, a really incredible hike is an amazing feeling. You don't have to do that every day.
Yeah.
You can do 2. And it's so worth it. And like if you just do like 2 12 to 15 mile hikes, it will be amazing. You have to go that full length because it's what gets you to the top of a mountain, or it's what gets you to hike 3 waterfalls or whatever.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Seems like I'm not going.
He's not going.
No.
I don't,
REI has some
Into
cool
waterfalls.
trips.
oh, do they?
Yeah, so if you join on those, I've checked those out a little bit because I've been interested in doing like a river canoeing camping.
Oh.
That'd be pretty cool.
That does seem cool, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. My sister did one in Washington State, and they capsized at one point, but she did what they told you to do, which is face your feet toward the coming rocks And that helps you. First of all, you're not going to hit your head,
Right.
But everybody like got out. But certainly they were. This was like a pleasure cruise, and they wound up capsizing. I don't know whose fault that was.
Well,
someone was
happens, you know.
Yeah.
I've never capsized in a canoe yet.
That scares me. We were just watching the. Have you watching any of the Olympics?
I have, a little bit.
The gals who were kayaking. And like they have to go around, they have like things they have to paddle around, but then at one point to go under this rope, they have to go flip upside down and then come back up again. And I was like, oh my God. I thought the first person who did it, I was like, oh my God, is she okay? I was like, oh, they're supposed to do that. They've got like the fake rapids that they do. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Plunged right in.
Yeah. I like watching gymnastics.
I do too.
I can't even stand on a balance beam.
Yeah.
I could not do that when I was...
I don't know. I've never been on one. I'm assuming
you didn't have like gymnastics class in school or...
No, like my mom put me in something private for a little bit, and then she's like, you have to pick violin or gymnastics, and I was like...
Oh, violin.
Yeah, I guess that's what I picked. I don't even remember. So she's like, that's what you picked, and I was like, I believe you.
Yeah, that stuff is... I just like watching people do stuff that I could never in a million years do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
How many more
I think there's like a part of everybody that's just like, could I do that?
Yeah.
Like, is there any life that I could have lived that I could have been able to do that?
Could I have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think part of it too is seeing somebody who is able to do
Yeah,
that.
like a human being who's able to do that. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's insane.
What else is possible?
Yeah. I've never seen anybody do that before. Like, what if I had kept at this at some point in my life?
What if I had just tried harder?
Yeah. Yeah. What if I hadn't quit when I was 3 or whatever? Like, yeah. My parents made me pick at some point. They like wanted us all, they wanted me and my sibling to each have some sort of thing that we could be doing as adults that was in the arts space.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Apparently it's because, like, my mom's a perfectionist and she wanted that for herself.
Is she musical?
She's very artistic. My mom is actually good at everything she's ever tried, but she just isn't, she doesn't see it as good enough. It's like, growing up, she had face paint on me all the time. I have this crazy picture that I forgot about until, like, last week. And I was talking to my friend and I was like, yeah, I would just, like, ask. We're all, like, very neurodivergent people, too. Just, like, a little on the spectrum, you know, varying degrees. And I would just ask my mom, like, hey, can you face paint on me? And she just asked me what I wanted. And apparently one day I just asked for, like, a completely ghostly, like, white face.
Oh, I like
faces on my knees and Band-Aids on my feet. And so there's just, like, this picture of me being, like, 4 years old with this face painting, just, like, standing with, like, this really bizarre look on my face, just looking at my mom.
Is that what started your love of tattoos?
Maybe.
Right?
I think, like, a little bit, it was a little bit of,
I like these because they're so colorful.
Yeah, I wanted American traditional tattooing style because
they really are.
I knew I wanted to pick up stuff when I traveled. And with my job, there's a little bit of a stigma with tattooing and just, like, my whole
because it's finance
energy and everything. And so I'm just like, okay, if I'm just, like, really good at my job, no one will bother me. So that's kind of what I've done.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I can keep them separate because I'm good enough at that I can just not have to have it bleed over.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah,
so that took some work. But
this is really cool. It's like a double.
Yeah, this one is my only religious tattoo, and on purpose, it's a sheep and a wolf in sheep's clothing.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So, and then that one was from Berlin, San Francisco,
You do
New
go all
York.
over the place.
New Zealand's down here.
New Zealand. How was New Zealand?
New Zealand was cool.
I've heard it's like an incredible place to visit.
Yeah, it is. I think you should go for 3 weeks, not 2, like I did.
Really?
Yeah. It's so far, and there's so much to see, because there's a North Island and a South Island, and by the time the jet lag's off, it's a week. So if you're there for 2, then you really only have, like, 1 full conscious week that you're there.
Yeah, people say you have to go to both islands, or you're not really experiencing all of New Zealand.
So my company does fly me to places a couple times a year if I meet, over half the company qualifies. So I'm like, it's a cool company to work for because they are like, they take care of their people well and they like make attainable goals that you can reach. Anyway, because of that, I've been able to travel with them. And that's also part of why I started collecting the tattoos because I was like, then I can say when I go on these trips,
Yeah.
when I'm in these work contexts too, where it's just like I can basically do both things. I can have what I want, but also I can attach it to like a status thing at work, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I just keep adding them as I keep going on trips.
Do you have what's like the next tattoo you want?
Well, I think I'm going to spend some time in the UK this winter, like over the holidays. So I think I might fill up a few.
That'd be fun.
So I'm not sure what I want yet. I've been more thinking about placement, and I've been thinking like, where do I want to go? So I'm thinking like London. I'll probably go. Maybe
London's
somewhere
fun.
in Ireland. I'll go, and then
Have you been to London?
I've not.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I did the Jack the Ripper walking tour at night
How was it?
through Whitechapel. It's amazing.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, cool.
Like, I did a lot of touristy things, but I kind of feel like it's a good way to see a city. You know?
Yeah.
Just kind of starting out with some stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's so much to do also in London. There's just so much to do.
It's huge.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. But I highly recommend the Jack the Ripper walking tour through
Good to know.
Whitechapel.
Good to know.
Yeah. They do it at night, and you're kind of like,
Oh, so it's nice and spooky.
yeah. It's always spooky. Cool. Yeah, it was very cool. The Tower of London, that was a highlight, obviously.
Yeah.
Loved that.
Cool. Good to know. Yeah, I'm hoping to spend a couple weeks there because I'm like, through the music project, I've like made a few connections, and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to kind of like.
Is that what it's
Meet
called, the
some
music
people.
project?
No, it's called Paper Ashtray.
Oh!
Yeah. I just call it my music project because I just don't want to attach too much identity to it because I just feel like it's one of several that I'll have.
Okay.
And it's just my first thing that I've launched is being like, this is me as an artist, not me as a violinist. And I've never been able to present anything like that.
So what other instruments do you play?
Everything but drums, basically.
Oh, wow.
So, like, guitar, bass. I have, like, proficient keys.
Okay.
So, violin's my best, and then I have, like,
Do you-
proficiency on the others.
But do you incorporate the violin into...
Yes, yeah. So it's like rock as its core, and then because I love like whenever I was listening to a lot of the music that I love, it's not that difficult to play really. Like it's just like pretty straightforward, like guitar.
Smoke on the Water.
Yeah,
That's the song I learned when I went in 8th grade.
I love like Joan Jett, and I love I don't know, like Jack White, and like just everything kind of along that.
It's kind of stripped down.
Yeah, just like you just find a decent hook and then go from there was the idea, but at the same time, like I don't want to get bored though either.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to figure out a way to put that as the core. It's like that's the spine of it, but then I wanted to have like female forward. Like I honestly kind of hate how women's stuff ends up being just like a bit weak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, you're watering down your experience
Oh.
a lot of the time too. I don't know.
I wonder...
I kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
I just don't feel seen by a lot of the music that I hear, and so I just was like, I just want to write something for me, and I'll like put it out there, and if it like work, and it was working, like people have liked it, so I'm just like, well, we'll just ride this wave.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person that I'm like, if it's working, just like keep pushing the momentum until the momentum stops. Like you can tell when something's not working.
Yes.
So
It's the same way in writing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like let up on that and then keep pushing power behind things that are working and just see where it goes.
Do you get nervous performing in front of people?
I do. What's interesting about this project is it was all made without performing. So I ended up just writing it all at home and then did everything in studio. And there's like a little bit of nerves with that, but like not really because it was me and Brock. And also the trajectory that I was on was performance.
Mm-hmm.
So I do need to re-practice like that feeling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have like way more experience than like most musicians that I even know because I'm like, how many people have actually like only been in front of an audience that's truly only critiquing you top to bottom? Like they didn't arrive wanting to enjoy what you're playing.
Yeah, yeah.
They arrived wanting to critique what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to walk into that and try to make something out of it and see if they can actually join you on this journey, like in classical music. Like, that's pretty hard. Like, I believe in my ability to be able to do that with this project. But as far as, like, re-practicing the skill, I need to do a little bit more of that still. But I also need to write more music, honestly.
Right. Devote that time.
Yeah. Because right now I have 40 minutes. And so I'm like, 40 minutes is not enough, I don't think, for most sets. Like, it's enough for maybe, like, your own show where you're like, this is all, you know, it's like the album release, you can do 40 minutes. But I think, like, if you're going to open for someone,
Yeah.
you need to have an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just be doing covers.
What
so.
about like festivals like WoW? Like how long do people play for? Aside from like headliners.
I mean, it's
Less than an hour.
Yeah, it's anywhere from a half
Yeah.
hour to 45 minute
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah.
It depends. And they have some boutique, stages where it's, I'm not going to say open mic, but it's
Sure.
they kind of cycle through the bands pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
So they can get their name out there.
I think I still need a bigger repertoire because there's like this is a very specific album for me because it's like kind of my like it's called Remember When, so it's just a lot of that experience for me, and so it was written for me, and I have this arc to the whole thing, like the chords even, like I wanted to be present and adapt like through the first third, like I kind of separated it in thirds, like classical music because that's like how I am, so I had like first segment, which is the intro, and I wanted to release it in October specifically because like it's done. This album's been done for 2 months.
Oh my god!
I've been sitting on it. I've just been waiting. I've been waiting for the right moment to drop it because I'm like, it's not a summer album. I'm not going to release it in spring and then let it ride out with Brat. Brat summer. Like it's not the right thing for that. So I'm going to let that have its moment, and then I'll like wait until everyone's ready to be depressed again, and then I'll release
right when it starts getting cold.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
I was
It's a
hoping
little
we'd make it
spooky.
through without mentioning that.
What? Brat summer? Brat girl summer? Yeah, sorry. I didn't know that was an off-limits topic.
It's the name. It's just the name. I think I don't like language trends. I'm just that
I
kind of person.
know. Yeah. That's
what is the
interesting.
Black Girl Summer?
It's the whole Charlie XCX thing that's like really hot right now. It's like the bright green, like.
Okay.
I'm glad you've not seen this yet.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Peanut
It's
Gallery?
good for you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I don't know if I'm out of touch or...
No,
No,
it's better.
you're
It just
right on
means,
the
no,
mark.
no. It just means that you're focused on things that are much better than that.
Other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, because it's just like the most party like.
Okay.
There's a cool, it's cool music, but it's also just like escapism music.
Yeah.
You know?
Which the world needs also.
Totally.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
It's an easy sell though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's. Yeah. I mean, people need some amount of
Totally.
escapism.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can. I like things that are like Chopin. For
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not escapist.
Not at
Would
all.
not put him under
Yeah,
that
maybe
category.
the exact opposite.
Yeah. The exact opposite. Yeah.
So, what do you generally like to listen to, or what's the range? Because it's probably is a range.
I like. I love classic rock.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Me too.
I've just always been like such a fan. That's probably a go-to. I listen to a lot of hip hop in my car also.
Yeah.
Just because it's good beats for driving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's something about it. I think that just gives a certain energy.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I would say those are my go-tos. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know if there's really anything else. I recently started to like country music.
Yeah, which kind of country music?
I like Chris Stapleton a lot.
I'm not sure who that is. Is that
I don't
current?
either.
Is he alive? I'm not sure who that is.
He's most certainly alive.
He is most certainly alive. Oh my god, you need to
You look aghast. God.
I don't know who he is either.
Okay, then you both need to listen
knows,
to Chris
yeah.
Stapleton. Yeah.
Sure, I'm open to
Magnificent
that.
voice, multiple Grammy winner. Yeah.
Cool.
I highly recommend.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. It'll probably be embarrassing that we didn't know who it was.
You may
I'm sure.
listen, you may hear it and be like, oh,
Right.
I do know who this is.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Stapleton?
Yes. That is his name.
Yeah, Chris Stapleton, right?
Yeah.
Tim's looking him up.
Well, clearly we don't listen to country music.
Not like I could.
Yeah. What do you mean not like you could? What's that mean?
I mean, I could listen to more of it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
couldn't
could,
we all?
I could. I mean, it's not the kind of music I can't stomach or something like that. I'll
What
go
is the
through.
kind of music?
I'll go through different periods where I listen to different stuff more than anything else.
Yeah.
But it's never just like across the board. This is who I am forever. It's
Yeah.
always this sections of life for
Oh, for
just
sure.
described by events or whatever it is. I doubt that, but it's just
Yeah.
kind of like what is boring at a certain time and what is not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a certain kind of music you can't stomach?
Yeah.
What would mine be?
Aside from anything that's bad, obviously.
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That's hard to say. I think a lot of radio pop music is hard for me to relate to. Too hard for me to relate to for me to even listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't say it's bad music.
Yeah.
But it's not at
It
all
doesn't speak
for
to
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say
true.
most of that. Most current radio pop music is not really for me. I think it's just there's that, and then I think a lot of American country music is probably not for me. Current stuff, I might have more of like a taste for old men country singers than young men country singers, if that means anything.
That makes sense.
Bluegrass I like too.
Yeah.
Vintage bluegrass.
So yeah, I won't be found listening to like young guy country singers very much unless it's like introduced to me by someone.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it.
I happened to be going through my country obsession when Taylor Swift came on the scene. So I caught her like with her first album,
Oh yeah.
and then she switched to Red, and then it was done for me. I was like, well, and then I was done with country music altogether too. And so for me, like, because I'm, it's interesting being from South Bend because it's Indiana,
Yeah.
Right.
but not really. Like, it's not like the rest of the state. Like, enough to where I would meet other people that were from other parts of the state, and I'd be like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And they'd be, like, really into country music and, like, really, like, into whatever, like, the typical Indiana stuff, and I'd just be like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not that interested. Like, I am just, like, but also, like, I am to a point. And so, like, I think that's what, like, made me dive in high school, where I just met enough people that were, like, really into country music. And then my dad picked up banjo at 40.
Oh wow.
And I played violin and was getting asked to play professionally very young. So my dad was like, can you play with me? And, like, how can you say no to your dad who's just learning how to play banjo for the first time at 40?
Wow.
And me being so young, because I'm 10, and just learned how to use a computer, I printed 100, I'm not even exaggerating, at least 100 tickets of 30 minutes of playing time with my dad for Father's Day one day.
Oh.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was 10 years old. I didn't know what 300 minutes times that many times really was. I really didn't. My dad still has some to this day that he pulls out. I'm not kidding. Like, to just, like, play together. So it's been, like, kind of this love-hate tug of war with my dad because he loves bluegrass. And he loves country music. And I honestly, like, enjoy it now. Like, I like to go to a bluegrass festival with my dad, like, once a year.
Oh, how fun.
And, like, it's really, like, technical. And it's really, like...
Mm-hmm.
Like, Bella Fleck's incredible.
It's just a genre that, like, I just enjoy.
It's underappreciated.
Yeah, I think it is underappreciated, actually.
Yeah, you just have to find the right pockets, because there's, like, trash and everything. In every
Yeah.
And also, like, we all should enjoy a little trash sometimes, too, anyway. Like, we all have our, like, guilty pleasures.
What was
Right?
it?
Guilty Pleasure TV, Guilty
Sarah
Pleasure
Farrell
Yeah.
was the person who got me into listening to a little bit more of it again.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Yeah.
I got to meet her and got to know her a little bit through a friend who's one of her best friends.
Oh, wow.
So I got to paint her, and just hang out in very intimate settings and stuff. It was that kind of opened the door again for me,
Yeah.
Cool.
and that made me more open to listening to more than just like Johnny Cash or something like that, and being like that's and closing the door on
If you
it.
can't sing, he's the best karaoke go-to.
That's true.
Right.
Right. Everybody can do a Johnny Cash song.
Yeah,
That
I
is
mean, he
true.
was. I'm not knocking his singing, but like,
Yeah.
that's a good go-to.
it's true.
Very true.
You know. So you what was I going to ask you? Oh, you were talking about parking your Jeep. Do you have trouble parking, like parallel parking?
Oh, with my neighbor situation and why I got that note.
What note?
Is that what we're going back to?
No, I didn't hear about the note.
The note is on here.
Oh, this note.
This note.
Wait, I didn't read the whole thing.
So,
Oh, there's more?
yeah, we got, the summertime you have some turnover with like your tenants in your
Mhm.
building. And so I've now been at my place for like a year and a half, so I
I
have
prefer
a
a
little more time.
drink. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But someone put a note on my Jeep just being like, hey, move your Jeep. It's going to get towed. And I'm like, this feels like a threat.
That is
Who's calling for my Jeep to get towed? Who the fuck are you? Like, that's how I felt getting that note. Because I'm over here like, I've just been minding my own business and I pay for a spot here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I do the most Chicago thing ever and tape it to another note responding and tape it then to my inside gate just for anybody who's walking in to be able to see. So the person who wrote the note knows, don't tow my Jeep because that's going to cause problems for us all because I will find you and bill you. Like, that's just how it's going to go for me.
Also,
Like, it's like $500.
it was legally parked.
It's legally parked. I pay to park there. So like what? Yeah. So like so that's how I felt. So I basically tape up this note. Was like, I was very nice. I said, "Hi,
Hey!
to whoever wrote this note. You must be new here. I've parked here with no problems for the last year.
Yeah, that's like...
I pay to park here. Please do not call to tow my Jeep. Sincerely, very cheap." Like, and what's crazy is all these new cars, they don't park all the way up to the fence. So I've actually been stuck with where I parked. So I even put that in there. I was like, the reason that you can't see my sticker is 1, tinted windows, 2, I don't park in the same direction that I usually do because all you newbies are not parking all the way to the fence. I did say that in my note, which is very Chicago of me. But it's I've been here long
I think
enough.
it's creepy that somebody left a note.
I do too.
A
I
little
think it
creepy.
might have been the same people.
Was it that lovely handwriting?
Maybe. So I can't tell. And I feel like it's a gesture of like, hey, we're sorry. We didn't mean to communicate that message to you.
I wonder if you
Here's
go
some
over there if they'll fess
delicious shortbread. I think they might.
Oh, that's what... Oh,
That's who gave us the shortbread.
See?
I feel like that might be what happened. And so, yeah,
That's great.
I think it's from them.
That's good.
They shouldn't have
No
left
one
a note.
fessed up to the note, though.
You mean the
So-
poisoned shortbread?
That's
I was
I
gonna
know.
say,
Now we just all had
they
it.
wanted
Oh my
to get
God.
over for a drink so
I
they
had
can
some
kill
last
you?
night, we're okay.
Yeah.
I'm alive still, so it'd have to be poison that
Bring a
was like
weapon
over
if you
2
go to their
days.
house.
All right. Well, maybe you have an immunity or something. Who knows?
Well,
I
sorry.
feel fine.
Yeah, right? We all feel fine.
We all feel fine.
And
Alright.
it's, like
Always
I
do.
said, I have some in my system already, and I actually
Until
had
you
quite a few
don't.
yesterday. I
They're
had maybe 2 or
delicious.
3. They're delicious.
Yeah, but like it's
So
so
I was like, we should have these. It's
It's-
also like, weird that this happens.
It's
so
super passive aggressive to do that.
I know. And then to win me over with that delicious shortbread.
That's
You're
the
right.
trick.
I should
That's how you
be
do it.
careful.
You should be careful.
I should be careful.
Because, like, yeah, super passive aggressive because a note, an anonymous note, you can be
Yeah, what's
as,
with all these notes?
as-
Where are we in 8th grade?
yeah, you can be as big an asshole as you want. You know what I mean? You can say what you really want to say.
Yeah.
And, like, I just feel like that's it's...
And I sent a follow-up text 24 hours ago, and I've heard nothing back.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
I think these people...
It's weird. I'll keep you posted.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Keep you posted.
If you go over there, bring a weapon.
Bring
with you.
some.
Bring a knife. Just saying.
So I felt about it. But my other neighbors that I smoke with all the time,
Mhm.
they're like, they're cool. So I'm like,
It can't be... Are they? See, not everybody's going to be a potential suspect.
I know, and I'm like, I might not be a great neighbor though, too, because I am the loud one. Loud until 9 p.m.
But see, you stop at 9 p.m.
That's very courteous.
That's very
That's
courteous.
very courteous.
The horrible thing would be if you went until like freaking midnight and people had
Totally.
to call the police or knock on your door.
That'd be annoying.
Because like if people,
I'm loud at 2, honestly. Like my loudest time is like 2 p.m. That's
but middle of the
Who's
day.
even home?
Yeah. Look, people who work from home.
Yeah, none of these people are working from home.
Oh, there we go.
So.
But you're loud with music. It's not like you're
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
sawing your
Yeah.
Exactly.
car
Exactly.
with like
Exactly.
loud noises.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I lived below a guy. I was in a huge apartment building years ago, and there would be like these booms coming from
Oh no.
upstairs, and like my
Yes.
wine glasses would shake in
That's not good.
in the cabinet. And I got so sick of this, and I went and complained to building management, and they were like, "Oh, it's nothing," and blah blah. It's the pipes, and I'm like, "Well, somebody come up and look at the pipes,
Yeah,
please."
yeah.
And I was leaving. I had like kind of a heated conversation with the property manager because I was like, "This is ridiculous." It was very much interfering with my daily life.
Yeah.
So we finished our conversation, and then I was walking away, and there's a guy, one of the maintenance guys in the building, is like, "Yeah," he's like, I know the guy above you is making noise because he's teaches jujitsu.
Oh my gosh.
In the apartment.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So jujitsu above you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I eventually moved, but they said they went up there and like I called when he was making noise. I'm like, somebody up there.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we answered the door in his bathrobe and nothing's going on. And I was like, bullshit. I'm like, so one of the maintenance guys told me what's going on up there. And the woman's like, he told you? I'm like, fuck. She's like, why can't you just tell this guy to be quiet?
Yeah. Or just put some mats down or something.
Right. Or how about like do it somewhere else?
Yeah.
You know, he was like some Brazilian jiu-jitsu like expert.
Right.
But like, do you have to do that in your studio apartment?
Yeah, maybe not.
It was just the
That's
weirdest.
the struggle. That's the struggle. City life.
It was a struggle.
Can't
I know.
win.
I have the mind, I'm like, if you live in multi-unit
I have a
space, you got to
townhouse.
hear your neighbors. You're just going to hear them.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're not that terrible to hear.
Yeah. Because
That's like the mind that I have about it, where I'm just like, you know what? This is part of it. You're lucky you have one neighbor. Because I had like 4 at my other place.
Yeah.
Which is part of why I moved. Because I was like tired of hearing this guy's girlfriend problems when they were so obvious. I was like, do you need me to write you a note to tell you what the solution is? I know what your problem is. You keep fucking this other girl, but you're not with this one. I can hear the difference.
Yeah.
And I hear how you talk to this one. I know why she's not coming back. I can solve your problems for you.
People have no idea how much you can hear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. This is where I live now is the first place where I only have, it's a townhouse, so I've got people on the sides.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
You have
Yeah.
what?
It's a townhouse.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So, like, nobody above.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I want a multi-unit situation.
You should, yeah.
So I get a little income from somebody else, and then I can put my loud
Yeah.
stuff on the opposite floor. So if I'm like main, I get the basement. If I'm here, I get the attic.
Yeah.
That's a financial advisor move too.
Yeah.
Especially like I'm not with anybody.
So
Why
it's-
not do that?
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
I mean, I have a friend who has a 2-flat who rents it out. Or 3-flat? 2-flat? I don't know. But yeah,
It's great.
it works out. It works out.
I
really
imagine
well.
my neighbors think I'm insane.
Why?
Just hearing me singing to the cats or talking
Yeah,
to
I
the
just
cats.
know.
I live
I know my neighbors.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm crazy. I'm a little bit nuts.
Where'd they go?
I don't
Where's
want you
one?
to know me that well.
Whatever it is, I mean,
Yeah.
they'll hear me talking to myself or singing
Yeah.
to the cats or talking to the cats
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's not ever another person.
Yep. Same.
That's okay. I don't think it's weird.
I think
Talk
it's
to
very
myself all the
funny.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's normal.
Oh yeah, I think good. I'm glad we all are in agreement.
It's
of
totally
that
fucking
because
normal.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I will often put on like my voice memos to just like go off about something for a little bit
Yeah.
too. Just because I'm like, none of my friends need to hear this. Nobody needs to hear this.
Let me just tell
This is
no one.
just, I should probably be journaling. I don't want to write.
No,
right
don't
now.
journal. Journals can be found.
No,
Well, that's
those
why
are
I do the
good.
voice memo.
Journals are.
But voice memos can be
By
found
saving
too. So if I
grace.
die all of a sudden, just know there's like weeks and weeks worth of audio.
If you die all of a sudden, your neighbors did it. The
honestly,
freaking shortbread
yeah,
lady.
we have it. We have all the. Actually, no. We have multiple suspects if I
Well,
end
there
up
are
murdered.
technically.
I have lists for my friends because they've been wondering about this for me. We have a file together.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's more than one for me.
Do
Possible
tell.
murderers.
Yeah, lots of suspect murderers.
That's exciting.
Who knows? I can't go through them. No,
You don't have to
not
go
on
through
film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have a list?
I don't actually. I've never actually thought about that.
Like, how many people do you think would want to murder you if you showed up murdered? Like, how many
Hmm.
suspects would there be?
Probably 2.
Just
That's-
just 2.
Maybe
That's
2.
not bad.
That's
yeah.
not bad. How many for you?
Maybe there's
don't
more
know.
from my past.
How many people would be suspect if you
I
showed up
think-
murdered?
Plenty would not mind if I were gone. I don't think any would murder me.
Hmm. Well, that's the difference between you and me.
Yeah, I
Just
guess so. I'll work on that. I'll be more murderable in the
Yeah,
future.
be more
That's
hateable.
that's my
Be more
goal.
murderable?
That's my goal.
There you go.
Mhm.
Tim, how many people do you think? Everybody loves Tim.
Yeah, if you show up murdered, how many people would be suspect? Maybe this is just exposing something really weird about me.
Yeah, I
No,
guess so.
This
No,
is-
But it
I don't
sounds
think.
you're not alone.
I don't know that anyone would want to.
It feels pretty lonely. No one else has agreed in this room so
No,
far.
it's.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I watch almost nothing but dark, weird. So I'm very much into this. I actually wrote a screenplay a long time ago called Cinders that won a screenwriting competition.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to turn that into a book probably this fall because I feel Halloween coming on.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I always-
see,
I'm always
Kindred. We're
charged.
like October.
Yeah,
October.
I've been
that's
wondering
when
what
we
you're
see
working
this.
on for writing.
Yeah, I get charged this time of year because I love horror. It has a lot of horror
I do
elements.
too.
So yeah, I love all that stuff.
Mhm.
And not like the cute pumpkins outside, but like
No.
dark. Like we're
Yeah.
going to do a Hounds of Hell theme.
Cool. Wow, Halloween has come up a lot today.
I know. It's August. It's
Good.
coming up.
I mean,
It is,
I
but
just
like,
saw it
we've
in the
all been
store.
excited. We've all been
Wow.
waiting to be able to talk about it because
I
it's
know.
August.
Yeah.
Like it's barely August.
Yeah, it's
and we're
barely
like, okay, we can talk about
It's legal.
Halloween.
We can talk about it now.
We're like
Yeah.
3 months away still from
Yeah.
Halloween.
Once August.
So I love that for us. I'm just
Totally.
saying it's just something that's uniting us. We're all looking forward to Halloween already.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do like a speaker in the mailbox and then play. We have to test that this weekend.
Yeah.
Remote, like a wireless speaker in the mailbox.
Uh-huh.
So what I do is I started doing this during the pandemic and it was so wonderful because I didn't have to answer the door for the kids. So we
What'd you
clip
do?
all full-size candy bars to the
Uh-huh.
front gate.
Okay,
So the kids can just come up and have at it.
cool.
So we don't have to answer the door, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
And
Do they all just take one and they leave?
you know, some kids take more than one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was the '80s,
Oh.
piranhas, right? They just like grab at it and it's
Oh!
gone within a second.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like kids are a little more like.
It depends. Earlier in the night, people are with their
Maybe they're
parents.
still piranhas.
Earlier, yeah. Earlier in
I haven't
the
been
night.
around kids in a while.
I'm not. This is Halloween is it for me. But like earlier in the night, kids are usually with their parents. Like it's younger kids, so
Yeah.
they'll maybe the mom will be like, take one,
Right.
maybe two.
Yeah.
It's later that the kids come and just like
Right.
go to town. I don't care though. We just go out there and clip up more and
Yeah, and when we're out, we're out.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
so
That
we're
works
gonna
out.
put a wireless speaker in the mailbox that's right next to the gate.
Oh, to get whatever
And
they
then
say.
play. Yeah, we had a remote control spider
Uh-huh.
one year. That was good because
Oh,
it scares the
cool.
shit out of them.
Yeah, that's
Anything that
really
scares
good.
them.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's super
Halloween.
That stops them from grabbing more candy because as soon as they
Ooh,
realize
That's
something,
good. So that's a way to kind
Like-
of patrol it.
That's what we
Yeah.
did with the
That's
spider,
cool.
right? So
That's
anytime
good.
they were starting to, like linger too long at the
Yeah.
gate, we'd remote control turn on the
and I
spider.
want to
good.
yell into the speaker, "Santa is watching."
Ooh, that's
know,
really good.
Maybe that'll
I
make
love
them take
that.
one candy instead of 20.
I
Right,
love that.
right. So definitely a Hounds of Hell theme, I think, is perfect.
Yeah.
Have you had to chase any kids?
No.
No, see, this is the
No.
Have you
beauty.
been ready?
Oh, okay.
Would you do? I would do that for sure. Just like scare the shit out of a kid. Just like run crazy
That's
at
actually a
them.
really good idea. I'm loving that idea, frankly.
You know, I worry about what the parents might,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
do it a little later, like the older kids.
Yeah,
Like, we'll have you
yeah,
sitting
yeah.
in
They
a
have to be
chair.
like. How old do they have to be able to do that? Do you
10.
think? Oh, okay. Good. I asked. I'm glad I asked.
8?
I don't know. I was
I don't
thinking
know.
7, but it's hard to tell.
We'll go 7.
They have to be
Yeah.
old enough where
3.5
they're,
feet tall.
the
Is it my
parents-
height?
Yeah, that's perfect.
the parents aren't with them anymore, like taking
Yeah.
them
Oh
trick or
yeah,
treating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Get off my
We could have you
lawn.
like sitting in a chair. I got scared by a guy when we were trick or treating when I was a kid. My mom was with. I was like little, and so this scarecrow had a bowl of candy, but it was a guy in the scarecrow costume, which you could not tell. And he jumped up and scared the shit out of me, and I ran off
That's
crying.
amazing.
And my mom's like, he felt so bad. But now looking back, I'm like, oh my god, that was amazing. He scared the shit out of
That's
me.
so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad.
That's very good.
I wouldn't feel bad. Good to know, Peanut Gallery.
It's very good. I wasn't allowed to celebrate Halloween as a child.
Yeah, me either.
You weren't either?
No, it was Jehovah's Witnesses how I grew up.
Oh, well, so what'd you do on Halloween?
We just hung out inside. They put a note on the door that said, "No candy here."
Oh!
What was your
Amazing.
reason?
Well, my mom is still very much a kid at heart, so she was like, okay, you can't go do trick or treat because we don't do Halloween because it's like a Satan's holiday because we are Christians.
there are a lot of our holidays have pagan origins, though.
I
Yeah,
know.
but that one's pretty
so is
blatant.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's the belief that I grew up in.
Yeah.
So whatever. What we did instead is my mom was like, guess who's not playing laser tag on Halloween? So she'd take me and like the one other family that wanted to have fun on Halloween, and we would go play laser tag in
Wow.
an empty media
That's
play.
kind of awesome.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
that's pretty
incredible,
good.
honestly. So we'd get like glowy teeth, we'd get like our favorite candy, and then our friends would come back and they'd be like, yeah, it was raining, and like I only got like a half bag of candy, and it was none of the stuff I even liked. And I was like, cool, I would play laser tag all night, and I have a king size Butterfinger, and just that. But that's all I wanted, and I have all these trinkets that I had got because I won all these games at this place. Like it was the best, honestly.
Suckers.
So I feel like it worked out okay, but it was
Yeah.
also kind of a bummer because I didn't get the.
Yeah, I've
Trick-or-treating
never been
experience.
trick or treating.
Adam,
haven't either.
you have to go trick or treating.
I know. I need to find a kid or kidnap someone or
Oh, you don't need kids.
rent a kid or whatever.
I'll
however
go
it
with
works.
you because I'm short. So
You can just
Yeah.
grab some candy off their door.
Yeah,
just come.
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Just come to my house. There's shitloads of candy.
They
Like,
might even let you grab two.
yeah, maybe I'll let you have
Wow.
Yeah, if you grab three though, Kate's gonna be coming at
two.
you.
Yeah, or 10.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna come run at you.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep the
We're not
cat-
going
I'll
to do
keep the-
anything once we get to you. But
we're
we've been-
Yeah,
Hey,
just like, hey guys, how you
You're not
doing?
scared?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
But I think I like the Hounds of Hell theme.
Yeah, I do too.
You know,
I think it's good.
Yeah.
red lighting, dogs barking, screams coming out of that little wireless speaker. You
Yeah.
know, we
Yeah.
turn on to scare the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of some parties too where I never did this, but where you have the wine bags that are all hung up, like blood bags
Mm.
for your
Oh.
party.
Like the
You
bag,
get
yeah,
the
the
blood
box
bags
wine.
and fill them with wine.
Well, like the boxed wine already comes in a bag.
Oh!
String that up, and it's like a blood bag. And
It's pretty fun.
right, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that
good. I've been
works.
waiting to have like the
A blood bag
space
party?
to do a party. Like, so
Right.
take it, please, for your party.
That's such an interesting idea.
It's good, right?
It's
Really
never
good.
Who doesn't want red wine at a Halloween party?
Yeah.
And especially if it's hung up like a blood bag.
It's necessary.
Wino vampire.
Yeah.
Wino vampire, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim and I actually won a few costume contests.
Oh,
with our
how
team
were you
costumes.
dressed?
We won for Amy Winehouse and Blake Fielder Civil.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. So is this when you had your full black hair?
I wore an Amy wig.
So is this okay? So I need to know your journey too of your hair dyeing.
Oh yeah, it's been so. Guy Mario Tricosi, who has a bunch of salons here,
Yeah.
for some bizarre reason, my mom used to take me there to get my hair cut when I was little. It's kind of a
Okay.
fancy salon.
Yeah.
And he looked at me at one point and he said, they were when I was like 16, they were talking about doing highlights or whatever, and he was like, "No, your hair should only be black or white." And it always stuck with me. So my hair's
Wow.
only always been black or white.
Wow, that's cool.
So it's been really white for years.
wow.
7 years ish.
So what
Yeah,
color
that's how
was
we
your hair
met.
when you met?
Oh,
Brown.
Was it brown?
What? So it was brown at one point.
Interesting.
Brown or blonde?
I can't remember. What was my hair in 2000? Because we met when I started at DDB.
Yeah, so that's like.
I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah, sorry to derail it.
no. So it just is kind of like it's.
Something to figure out later.
What color was Kate's hair when we met?
Yeah.
You had
That was a
longer
while
hair.
ago.
I did.
You had like. I shaved this out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Looks good.
You're getting a little shaggy.
Right?
Oh, is it
I know.
shaggy?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little shaggy.
Okay.
Hippie-esque.
Yeah, a little shaggy. But it depends. Sometimes I go through phases where I just like want that like lightness,
Yeah.
and then now I'm in a phase where I like don't. I don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I,
wanna-
can see that
I
for
go
sure.
like darker, and once you go this color, like you can't just go back to blonde.
No. No,
Unless you
no,
chop
no.
it
You have
off.
to make a choice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've gone to like crew cuts a few times in my life just
Yeah,
to like
cool.
grow out. But I
Oh,
do
wow,
like
cool.
the black. Yeah, yeah. It's like
so to go
liberating.
from blonde to black you can do, but black to blonde you can't do.
Much more complicated.
Yeah, you gotta
Yes.
do something about it.
Yeah, that is a project usually involving chopping somebody's hair.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've had a few crew cuts in my life, and it's really liberating.
I actually have had a pixie or two.
Did you? Pixies are just
Yeah.
like so. It's you could like wash your hair in the sink and just go.
Yeah, it's for me though. My hair's really straight, and you don't have a good backup plan with the pixies in the same way as long hair. Long hair, it's like okay, bad hair day, you throw it up in a ponytail,
That's
or
true.
a bun,
Yeah.
whatever.
Long
Like,
hair, long
all you
hair
gotta do
was
is figure
fun.
out which way
I
it's
don't
bad.
think I don't think I'll do long hair again. I think
No.
those days are over
How
for
long
me.
was your long hair?
It was very long. It was like down to here.
Oh shit,
It was
that's long.
fun, but those days are numbered.
Yeah.
I'm
How
just,
long has it been short?
I don't know.
Have I known you with
4
longer
years?
hair? I feel like
It
I've
was
known
a
you
little
with
longer.
longer hair.
It was a little longer.
Yes.
Maybe like down to here or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. No, I think the short suits you.
This is right. Yeah. This is the right person.
The right person. Your earth suit. That's all
Right.
this is. It's
Yeah,
just your earth
exactly.
suit.
Yeah, it all recycles.
Person you can respect.
Yeah. This is just like what we
Yeah.
have right now,
Yeah, exactly.
right? So that's Tim's earth suit. There's Adam's earth suit.
I've got mine.
It's all transitory.
Yeah. I think my spirit might be in the wrong earth suit a lot of the time. I feel that way.
Yeah. Whoops. Big whoops on that one.
I'm dying to look at this. I've been so good.
You've done a really nice
You haven't
job.
seen it at all?
No.
We're
I can't wait to see
really
where we're
close.
at now.
We're like at the end here.
Okay.
For the
Really?
time, yeah.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
really pushed it.
Good for us.
Well, it's because we're amazing.
Yeah.
All of us collectively.
all of us
course.
collectively.
I don't know.
It's been a cool time. It's been fun.
It's really fun. Isn't this
Yeah.
like it's like such a cool thing to do?
I know. I was like, cool. Just get to hang out.
Yeah, you like hang out with
Shit.
somebody you've never met before.
Yep. Which I like to meet new people.
Yeah.
I mean, spending this much time really getting to know each other is not something I do on a regular basis.
Like I would totally go out for drinks with you.
I would too.
Totally.
Yeah, if only
Yeah,
we
you
had
two
just like
seem-
had our
you seem like
cocktails
a
ready to
good
go. I
I
should have
know.
come ready with that. I just,
should've-
you know, you never know who's going to be sober either.
No.
I recently
That's true.
actually, I was starting to put a band together, and I'm now like at a point where I'm like, I don't know if I can put my live show together while I'm studying for a 6-hour exam simultaneously.
What's the 6-hour exam?
The Certified Financial Planner exam.
Oh, it's the test itself is 6 hours.
So
Ooh.
I'm sitting for that
Mhm.
in November, but I want to release this in October. So I'm like, oh shit, I need to like get it in order like right now,
Yeah. you have
or
a
I
lot.
gotta wait. Because
Yeah.
once everything's done, I have like 40 hours a week back in my
Oh
schedule.
my god.
I'm
that'd be so
serious. Like that's amazing. So
Yeah.
I would have like so much time to just like whip everything in shape. So I'm kind of like thinking that's probably my path. Because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I could like put my tour together.
nice. Yeah.
Just build up more of my stuff, get more of my music written, and then I
Yeah.
can really go for it in the winter. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Absolutely. Where do you take the test at?
Somewhere downtown. It's great because I work in West Loop, so it's just like
Oh, you
pretty easy. Yeah.
Ah,
So I can
okay.
like from where my office is, because I usually go in every day because I'm like the person who my admin, she's there all the time. So I'm like, it sucks to just ask her to be there and not show up. Like it's just us. So like that's kind of shitty. So even if I'm there for just like 4 hours, I go in. So
Does everybody have to be in the office?
no, just her.
Really?
It's just her and me. So
Okay.
it's just kind of us, and so then we have our home office team, and
Okay.
that's that. So do you have to go in?
We go in 3 days a week.
That's nice.
Yeah. People complain, and I'm like, we used to have to be in 5 days a week. So what's?
I kind of like going in because
I don't mind
it
it.
separates work and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to be when I'm home. I like to be home. I like to just like
Pajamas, cocktail,
work on music,
horror movies.
or horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait for that season to kick back on. I'm just so ready for it to stop being so fucking hot.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It's done.
That's enough.
That's
Done?
enough.
Yeah.
No more Halloween talk.
No more Halloween talk. That we've had enough.
Okay.
Can we see it?
Yeah. Come on down. Come on down.
Tim, you did a great job.
Oh, cool! I love this. Oh, the tattoos look so cool. I love that. Oh, your earrings are so cool in this too.
Ooh! Oh my
I love
god,
it.
I love. Oh, I do love the 2-panel.
Yeah. I mean,
That's very cool.
it felt better to paint. I was
Wow,
able to use
so
big
fast,
brushes.
Adam.
It's like we're sitting like beachside.
I know.
That's like,
true.
I forgot that.
Yeah, honestly, like where are we, Tulum?
That's so cool.
Yeah, the two panels.
I love the skull also.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The skull's always, he always makes it in.
Yeah, there's a skull in the one that you did at my house.
I think it's in all the painting everybody wants to, specifically. It's in every episode. Even with the children. Because they're gonna die too.
Well, you know.
Not them though. These cats won't ever die.
Very good. That's cool.
So that was it. That was this episode.
Nice.
And I hope that you gleaned something that you found useful. I hope that you thought we were entertaining. But if you didn't, that's okay. Because you're not that entertaining either.
I like to go with people who don't know anything about classical music.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's, and a lot of people have asked me, like on their own, like, hey, I'd like to go to the symphony. Would you go with me? And then I'm like, yeah. And then they'll tell me which one. And I'll be like, okay, here's something though. That show is going to be okay, but this one's going to be better. So then they're like, see, that's exactly the type of thing I want to hear. Because they're like, I don't know what I'm looking at, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway. falling apart?
Falling apart.
Falling apart. Cool. Head out. We'll see them. I sometimes forget after this part. That's not how that actually goes, but there we
It
go.
was perfect.
Yeah.